Oh my God, what happened to Virgil?
Hey, something happened with Offset?
Got shot.
They got shot. And that nigga owe everybody money, apparently.
All right. So now let's get. All right, cool. I did not know that was the thing, and somebody had just said that on the on my. Welcome back. How do I usually intro this? And like that, we back. This is Unpacked. Again, we're here with another episode. We back again, part two. Y'all seen Johnny throw up deuces. Again, we're gonna talk about raising soft kids. Maybe we can define it. We're gonna see what Johnny is willing to stand on, and I don't know. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different things when it comes down to being soft parenting. Do you believe in whooping? When do you believe in religion? Making sure that mean forcing. I don't want to use the word forcing. That seems tainted. Pushing a specific religion towards your kids, ideologies. What makes tough kids? What makes soft kids? Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Hopefully, we don't get derailed this week. With that said, y'all see the guys. Everybody's back. To my right, G, talk to him.
What's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future. Forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pods. Just search GSH POD. Recorded live in Durham, ranked number 2 in the country. Holla at your boy.
All right, beside him, y'all see him. Black is gold. A Black, Mayor of Charlotte. Many acronyms. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, what's up, everybody, man? If he number 2, you know who number 3 in the country is right now. But nah, man, we will retiring the mayor of Charlotte for now. So just your boy A Black out here, and I'm excited about Wednesday.
Let's get it. I said acronym, I meant aliases, but y'all understood what I was saying. Johnny J Rock, Newton, also call him your favorite cameraman pulling up at the events now. Media Pass Johnny, what's going on?
What up? Hey, glad to be back, man. We got another one, another good one in store. Lots to happen. Crazy week too. So we're gonna, chop it up, and we, got another good topic lined up too. So I'm glad to be back.
Okay, and I guess just recent breaking news, maybe, or I don't know if it is breaking. So I seen two things that makes me feel like something happened. I seen a chick that's kind of on the ratchet side say, "Thank God for Cardi B, good girls winning all 2026." And then,
Cardi B
and then
got fans.
I seen F it, Offset owe me 300 too. And I was like, damn, something must have happened. So is there anybody in the know to understand what has happened? More recently with the whole Offset thing, I'm hearing, did he get shot? And then because he got shot, is
this is the backstory that I have. So, Offset is a gambler, and just by nature, he likes to bet, and he usually pays people back, it seems, but he had a bet with some rapper, Lil TJ or whatever, 10,000. Could have been a game, could have been anything. He was one of those people that just bet on everything. So lost the bet, was going to pay the dude. Before he paid the guy back, I guess he said something disrespectful about Offset and didn't give him time to link up and give him the money or whatever. I don't know. Niggas can't be sending those transactions digitally. I'm assuming that trigger the IRS. You doing $10,000 transactions. So anyway, the dude said something disrespectful, and Offset was like, "Oh well, if you want it back after disrespecting me, you got to get it back in blood." So apparently they met up. Well, ran into each other at this casino and fought. They say Offset was getting the better of the dude, and as he was letting them go walking away, the guy pulls a gun out, shoots him in his butt or whatever.
Oh, got shot, man. So
I think now that it's out and Offset one of them people that's unlikable to a lot of folks, it's easy to kind of start throwing these narratives like, "We owe me money too, we owe me money too," and niggas go believe it, but we don't really know. But he gambles. He's always at casinos. I think
He is allegedly down like 900,000 at the casino and was asking for 500,000 more. Like that's like that's like from the person that worked there. There's screenshots of him communicating, asking for another 500,000 when he's already down 900.
Yeah, but
just to make sure. Okay.
And but he got shot over 10,000.
It's crazy. This nigga probably wear jeans that cost more than 10,000. If we being real, like
but I think it was a principal thing of why he wasn't.
Chrome Heart jeans run more than 10,000.
Yeah, I don't know if you can resell them,
but like not to make this like gloomy or anything, but didn't what's his name? Takeoff. He passed over them doing gambling,
throwing dice.
Yeah. Yep. Shit going wrong.
They really into the gambling shit, So some people, that's their culture, that's where they come from, and they betting on everything. But yeah, I would think after what happened to Takeoff that I wouldn't want to be gambling or even in casinos and shit no more. But that's the high of it. You keep betting on shit and taking risk.
Did he owe that casino the money that he was at, or was he at a different casino?
Nah, I think the casino shit. I mean, he down, but he got bread. But the rapper
shot
shit,
at Hard Rock.
Yeah, but the rapper, that was a separate incident. He was just out there, he'd be out gambling by himself. There's been videos of him out. It was a video out a few weeks ago. Somebody trying to take a picture with him, and he was at the casino. So
he's gambling.
Yeah, he just at a casino. They got
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's a real addiction. It seemed like
that's a wild.
Oh yeah,
it's serious. But yeah, that's the gist of it. So now everybody's piling on, and now he owe everybody money apparently, and so more bullshit. ain't nothing.
Gotcha. Johnny, what you think about that?
I mean, I think. I don't know. Like I say, like owing people money. Like I can understand a nigga being upset over $10,000. I can understand it. I don't condone violence, but like niggas get emotional about money is something I can understand getting your feelings about. Okay. It's a principle thing. Hey, sometime in this economy, a nigga might need that 10 bands back too. So I mean, like it's a totally I ain't gonna say valid crash out, but it's understandable. But like violence ain't never the answer.
And you at the casino betting 500,000 too.
These niggas wear the designer head to toe. The outfit costs more than 10,000 on average. Like, what are we talking about? $10,000.
But if you owe me the 10,000,
are we talking about like
I need that back.
Or current Offset?
Even current Offset, bro. He's known for being a swaggy dude. Like.
Yeah, he's still a multi-millionaire though. Like, don't. And he
known for being a swaggy dude. He known for being into fashion. Like, I'm just saying, these niggas wear outfits that cost definitely cost more than 10,000. Like, when you start talking that designer, it's very easy to put two pieces together and you paying over 10,000. Like, very, very easy. You know what I'm saying? So. They do that, and that Chrome Heart shit is super expensive. Like, Offset's one of the main niggas known for wearing Chrome Heart everything, and I'm telling you, jeans is like 20,000 plus. Like, them joints can go crazy. So, yeah 10,000 to get shot over for like as allegedly a nigga who gonna. Like, go to the strip club and blow that just on an off night is kind of ridiculous. If we being like 10 G's for a nigga in the entertainment industry that's known for high fashion and blowing money on bitches, 10 stacks really ain't nothing.
That could be true. Also,
that's why you gotta pay it.
I think that we speaking about prime Offset. I don't know I don't know his pockets right now. In which, if you're that far in debt, you might not have that liquid right now. Well, I don't even want to say
he get monthly child support from Cardi B though.
Is he really? But then he also has a gambling addiction.
So when you know you got money coming in, that even heighten the addiction more.
Yeah, and it is. He like shit.
Like, this the one right here, y'all. This the one.
Hey, shout out to all my guys who getting child support.
Hey man, shout out to the kings out there, man. Gotta support the kings.
Okay, just trying to feed his family, nigga. Just trying to feed his family.
Support Black Kings on Unpacked.
That's always the excuse.
When y'all put it like that, I understand. I definitely understand. All right, so I guess there has been new development when it comes down to the moon landing. If this has legs, maybe we'll do a full moon landing episode or a return to the moon episode next week.
This is a flyby, moon flyby.
A moon flyby. We'll start with, or G, is there any specific one that you want to start with?
This is a good one because it sums it up pretty good.
Okay.
Is Artemis in Greek mythology, the twin sister of Apollo. And so right now there are like 3, 4, 5 such missions planned. So Artemis 1 flew the entire kit and the caboodle to the moon, and it landed in the ocean just like the old days. Next, Artemis 2 goes with crew to the moon, but doesn't land and then comes back. That's the first time we've sent astronauts off of the Earth to a destination since 1972, since Apollo 17. Artemis 4 will take the crew and they will land on the moon targeting the South Pole. And they're craters that are so deep with rims so high, the sun never reaches the bottom of the moon. Mm-hmm. So when comets hit and they deposit water molecules on the surface, if it's where the sun hits, it evaporates. If it goes in the middle of the crater, it's there. It's a cold trap. And we got it. And so you can, quote, mine those molecules out for water. You can turn it into rocket fuel, separating the hydrogen and oxygen. I'm starting to see the motivation here. So the South Pole is the object of affection these days. Yeah. Not only China sent rovers there, Russia has sent a rover. One of them crashed, I think. We've sent a spacecraft to the South Pole. So that's where everybody's sort of gathering right now. If it's going to be a turf war, it's going to be there. And we didn't want to be left out. The program to return.
I guess that's a good starting part. What is your thoughts?
I'm gonna let Johnny take the lead on this one.
I mean, I think it's cool. Like I've been into it. Like, what's the question? Like I think it's
because you're one who doesn't believe that we've ever been to the moon, correct?
No, that's not.
You got me mistaken.
You believe in the moon landing.
Oh, you believe in the moon landing?
Yeah. You got me mistaken.
Okay. My bad.
I went to space. I'm a nerd. Like I'm all in this.
Yeah, I think that was Uncle Trey, if I'm not mistaken. Where do you stand at on this? I feel like you usually be off the live by the time we get into conspiracy land like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made it to the moon. Just knowing humans and the shit we try to do, like I don't see that being a necessary lie. But as far as going back, I'm like, what is the point? Like, it needs to be like a real intention of like really going to that land and take some pictures, get some dirt, and like, all right, come back another 20 years. I'm like,
well, they got a point this time though. They're trying to like put permanent, like, what is it called,
settlement
colony, like a settlement colony on the moon, and then
they're trying to they're trying to mine the moon basically for resources.
Yeah, like resources and
it's so mineral rich apparently that's basically what it is. It's like, and there's another clip I posted in the chat where the billionaire podcast was talking about how that's the new frontier is like people jockeying for position to have rights for mining on the moon, because that's where the next new, pool of just, imagine landing on something that's richer than Africa in terms of resources, and there's no humans that can like claim it or anything like that. You just got to figure out how to keep getting there and getting back. That's all you got to do.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you got to do.
Just a little road trip. Just a little road trip.
That's all you gotta do. Just figure out how to get there and get back. But the thing is, though,
AI and robots doing it.
Exactly. With the AI and the robots, you won't even have to send people to do this soon enough. You're just gonna send machines.
I think one cool thing about this, I just read this. They got a black dude that's actually like the pilot of the whole ship.
I think that
Yeah, that's fine.
we're gonna get. Well, speak of it. I'll push.
Yeah, this is fly.
Have anything prepared? I'm glad you brought that up, though. I think these observances are important, and as we are so far from Earth and looking back at the beauty of creation, I think for me one of the really important personal perspectives that I have up here is I can really see Earth as one thing. And when I read the Bible and I look at all of the amazing things that were done for us who were created, it's you have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos. Maybe the distance we are from you makes you think what we're doing is special, but we're the same distance from you. And I'm trying to tell you, just trust me, you are special. In all of this emptiness, this is a whole bunch of nothing, this thing we call the universe. You have this oasis, this beautiful place that we get to exist together. I don't have...
That's just like a true FBA brother keeping hope alive and all thing else. Like, you leave it to a brother to just keep hope alive, man.
What make you think that he FBA?
Because I'm going off the fact that he just I don't think Caribbean or African would be qualified for this. I'm sorry. Like, meaning I don't think NASA would give it to one of them. I don't think they would give it. This gonna be
like if their grandparent came from Africa or Caribbean.
Like, not when I say qualified,
his name
I mean, like, they're not American.
Victor
This is an American mission. This is they want the full American thing. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm looking at the features. He looked like one of us.
Yeah, them people ain't care what he was talking about. They just wanted to be like, so, but how's it feel that being black doing this? And he was he was.
I think he got a black wife, black family, and everything too. He checked all the boxes.
Yeah, he was kind of mad that they.
Let me do some hairline research real quick. Victor Glover. Ain't a lot of black FBAs named Victor. Victor Wimby.
Yeah, that's getting real Caribbean.
Victor Oladipo.
It's
like
the
Victors
first
I know.
Caribbean American. Oh,
Caribbean.
Damn. You don't think he's capable of it? He the first Caribbean. They put that on there first.
Oh, for real?
So he ain't even so.
Oh, look
damn.
I knew as soon as I heard Victor, that's Caribbean. They love a Victor.
see what you done did.
Damn. Damn, I get it, man.
Tell the Pan-African brothers and sisters.
Oh, damn. I let the Discord down.
The nigga on space is a tether.
And G said it ain't no way they could have.
I thought they was gonna keep it American, man.
African or Caribbean could have did that. It's crazy.
Nah, man.
Damn.
All right, did we talk about
the FDA shit?
Right. This whole metaphor is a bunch of nothing. LOL. What? LCO, let us know what you're talking about. Did we talk about Gucci and what you call it last week?
But what about Gucci Mane?
I gotta give the people what they want, man.
In space, looking at the Earth, things like, yeah, but what about Gucci?
What about Gucci? I will circle back to that. I think that we have a guy here.
From Artemis too. One thing that stands out to me, you see the Earth peeking out there. That's such a cool picture. One thing that stands out to me though is how cratered the moon's surface is. I mean, just look at it. It looks like it's constantly getting barraged with space rocks. And it is, by the way. When the astronauts went behind the far side of the moon, it was dark. You can see the sun is being blocked out. You can kind of see it glowing around the edges. The astronauts said that they saw a few flashes of light on the surface of the dark side of the moon. And that was meteors, just little space rocks colliding with the moon and then flashing as they blew up when they hit the surface. So what you're seeing here is the history of billions of collisions that have happened on the surface of the moon, which raises an interesting question about the Earth. The Earth has way stronger gravity than the moon. So shouldn't the Earth be getting hit more and have more craters on it? This is the first image that I've shown that isn't from Artemis 2, by the way. I just wanted to show the difference in scale of these two objects. The thing is, the Earth erases all of that impact evidence because it basically has three things that the moon just doesn't have, like an atmosphere. Our atmosphere actually burns up most of the space rocks that head towards the Earth, and they don't even have a chance to reach the ground. This is what we call meteors or shooting stars. We have wind and water, different weather events that would wear down craters over time. I mean, there are entire oceans.
That is kind of crazy. The moon don't got no wind.
So the Earth actually just land in the water. We also have plate tectonics, which reshape, recycle the Earth. There's lava flows. There's just so many ways to remove whatever evidence of past impacts would be on the surface. But the moon doesn't have any of that. No atmosphere, no oceans, no plate tectonics. So every impact just stays forever, which makes studying the surface of the moon an interesting case study for the history of our solar system.
Bro, they gonna mine the shit out of that moon. Bro, we ain't gonna have no moon. Yo, man, pray for the grandbabies. We ain't gonna have no moon. They gonna tear that moon to pieces, man.
And then that's gonna fuck up our gravitational pull.
And the tides and all that shit.
Oh man.
We don't have a moon. The Earth is cooked.
I'm gonna play this last one and then we can finish the conversation.
Photos are definitely.
Now, most of us have been used to seeing the iconic Apollo 8 Earthrise image. Now, you might think that this is the same image, but the reality is this is actually Earth set as captured by the Artemis 2 crew. This is when the crew began to go to the far side of the moon and the Earth was setting. We also have another image here that we'd like to share with you all. And here's the other image that was taken. This was captured by the Artemis 2 crew during their lunar flyby. Once again, that lunar flyby took place on flight day 6, April 6th, 2026. And this view shows the moon fully eclipsing the Earth, the sun. Fully eclipsing the sun.
I get what they be saying. Sometimes these pictures be looking fake.
Yeah, they are fake. That's from the standpoint that they use AI to enhance them. That's for sure. Just like they use Photoshop and in any other like portrait or whatever, they're using Photoshop and AI to make those pictures pop. No question.
You talking about like putting like
so
a filter on it?
What do you mean by that?
So like, you know how like when models do a photo shoot, they won't just like edit the skin. They'll contour the body, make them look more curvy, take a little weight off the thighs, make them look a little more slim, give them a thigh gap. Like you can manipulate the whole photo. And
you're talking about like editing a photo.
Yeah, like heavy editing, not just like an IG or a Snapchat filter.
What makes you think that's what they did to these?
Because just think about the amount of light where they are. So like the noise reduction that you would have to apply, like the amount of like the amount of what you can capture. Like I granted they probably got the best lenses, the best technology, but look at how fast they're moving to try and capture certain shots with no light. You in a spaceship, like you taking this through a window. You see what I'm saying? Like
no,
it's got to be heavily edited. It's got to be. Because it's too dark.
You got to make me jump on the other side of the fence. But yeah.
Have you ever tried to take pictures in the dark?
Yeah, but right now I'm inside of like a very, very dimly lit room, and I can crank this up, and it'll let me see.
It's gonna get grainy. It's gonna get nasty.
Up to right here, which is like maybe like 3200 ISO. It still looks fairly decent. Saying that to say, cameras now, I forget the step up from the FX30. You can pretty much be in a dark ass room. We just seen a guy do it. He has a FX3, I think that's what it's called. where you can shoot at like 6400 without noise, and that's without lighting as well. Inside pretty much a dark room, and it'll still come out to where you can see the person without grain or noise. That's what we're really talking about, noise. Saying that to say, I'm pretty sure that there's way better ones, and like the light that the sun pushes, if it's shining on an object, I would imagine that it would be bright enough, because that's what lights up the world. But I also think that these pictures look fake, and it would give credence to some. I ain't gonna say they look fake. I can see how you can doubt it, especially that moon picture. It does look fake, and maybe you're right. They are editing it. If they are editing it, I don't think it's because of the noise and the grain. I don't know what it'd be for. I don't know.
To make the details more enhanced, they're gonna increase contrast. They're gonna do things to make the texture pop more in the picture. Like they're gonna do all those subtleties to make it pop that a simple filter won't do. So if you could argue that that's AI, is what I'm saying, is that it's not just a simple snapshot. Like it's definitely a heavily.
And that's where I guess I keep getting like I do believe that any picture gets edited, because that's just naturally what you do to pictures, especially if you shoot inside what is it called, like log, or what's the photographer term for it?
S-log.
Yeah, to where it's you shoot at the highest quality and then you color grade afterward. The AI part though is different to me than adding like color grading to something. Where if you're saying it's AI, then I just think like completely fake and they made this shit up.
No, I just enhance the details of otherwise grainy astronomical picture, so you can see it. AI is not going to manipulate the picture, it's just going to like optimize and enhance, so you can see what you're looking at, and they can have a visual representation of what they're talking about. But yeah, you ain't getting no real clear images that far away, so you gotta enhance them and shit.
Like, what you think your iPhone picture would look like? Like, why they ain't show his iPhone picture?
Well, why would he take it with an iPhone?
But he did though.
They did have iPhones up there.
They did. I saw them taking pictures with their phones. I
don't know if that's the only thing they had, but they did.
Right. I guess it's.
But what I'm saying is to show the difference of like, because they're curating the experience. NASA. They're not like they're releasing very specific pictures. They're not showing you everything for you to scroll through. They're showing you a handful of very select shots that have been heavily edited.
And why so? Because why so? Maybe I'll ask that.
I think because if you see the rest of them unedited, it's not going to. One is what are they trying to hide is a fair question, and then two, I don't think it's going to look. It's not going to have the same pop. It's going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Like you're not going to see those same details.
What does that mean, though? Oh, okay. It's just going to be like a lot blurrier. Is that what you think? I don't know.
Yeah, like it's just not going to be as good of a picture.
But that's what happens if you take a lot of pictures, G. Like, I've been in places and I've taken a lot of pictures, and
y'all niggas acting like
one or two.
Y'all niggas acting like a dark room is the same thing as deep space on the other side of the moon. Like this is a different level of darkness. Like,
but they were talking about like long exposure photography and some of the techniques they use to take the pictures, and the apertures and the exposure levels and the shutter speeds. And so like it leads me to believe like if you're doing all of that, it's still a real picture. You might have
but think about where you're taking the picture from.
AI picture.
Are you taking it from outside the spaceship or inside the spaceship?
Well, I think they had GoPros mounted on the outside, and then I think they had some people taking pictures from the inside. So I don't know exactly where the pictures they're taking came from, but I know they had multiple cameras. And
a GoPro ain't getting you nothing that crispy on the go. On a spaceship, bro. Like, I mean, if y'all seen a GoPro, nigga,
that's a giant argument. But
I don't think that one. I don't think that one was from the GoPro. But all I'm saying is they had multiple cameras. Like I know they came up there with a lot of camera equipment to take multiple.
So you don't think that they brought like that? So we do believe that telescopes can get us like really clear images of objects in space. Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%.
So do y'all believe that we have lenses that replicate telescope? What telescopes can zoom in to see?
Yeah, telescopic lenses. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right. To me, do y'all? Well, all right. Then the next question: do you believe that they had any of those lenses in a camera that would support that lens on this mission?
I would hope they did telephoto lenses.
You say it
they
again?
Could. They could. They should. But they also might just have phones. Maybe they can't bring.
I know they.
Sure
I know they had. I know they had the lenses too and phones. But like a telescope has different
levels.
Long
exposure with that photography.
Like there's like the Hubble telescope, and then there's like the one you can go buy and put in your backyard. There's levels.
Of course. I also imagine NASA is going to get a really good telescope that can fit inside this not telescope lens that can get done what needs to be done. They have an unlimited budget to get the best lens that they could possibly get with the best camera they could possibly get. And then
and he was talking about long exposure photography. And like he had a lot of stuff that like made it seem like it was professional photography being done on the on the orbiter. So
I don't disagree. It's professional. Well, all I'm simply saying is I don't think like have y'all ever tried to just shoot outside at night where you don't have
you talking about like
natural light,
even worse phones, and
I'm talking about like with like a DS, like where you got a lens, you got
do long exposure. You got to do long exposure photography,
ISO and all that. But you out at the pitch black, you out at night trying to get some like moon shots or some.
Yes, and what I would say is that in the past 5 years, the grain level in that has changed tremendously. Even if you go from DSLRs to mirrorless, and what they're able to shoot inside pitch black dark.
But even with a DSLR, you can get the crispy picture if you do long exposure. There are ways around it, like because long exposure creates the almost like artificial look on pictures.
So, but that's okay. So there are some things you can do to maximize the situation, but the clarity that we saw in those pictures was not looking like that. Is my point. It's like those joints are masterfully clear, where I wouldn't be surprised if they took elements of different pictures and like took like a shot of the moon and then took like the sky itself and like worked on the sky and said, okay, we'll use this as the sky. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they heavily edited some of those photos.
But one thing if he, as somebody who's like do photography, if you gonna send me up there with the camera and I gotta do all this work to get the shot and then I give it to you and you still edit it, why did I even take the camera up there?
So you can get the shot.
But if you're gonna edit it, you can create an edited shot from here on Earth. Like you don't need
no,
but see, that's what I'm saying. Doing all that editing, you don't necessarily need the camera.
No, that's where I disagree. That's where I disagree, because with AI, that's what makes it more powerful when you produce a real image and then you use AI to enhance off of something that's real versus telling it to guess what something might look like. So if you actually are on the far side of the moon and you got this crazy picture, that's a real starting point. Now AI is going to look at that picture, be able to see details and make those details pop in a way that, you see what I'm saying? Like, versus,
that like
being an inauthentic sort of thing. Like you can use.
I don't necessarily consider that picture. AI like enhancements. To me, if it's a picture and you're talking about like the resolution or the clarity, or you're taking away some of the shadows in the background, or the different hues, to me that's not necessarily AI. And that might be AI assisted because you can, it's way easier to get a computer to do some of the edits versus a human doing the edits. But like I've edited pictures like by hand to like enhance them. I don't necessarily consider that AI.
I mean, I do. It's AI. I do.
What if a person like hand did it? What if it was like 10 years ago?
But
and a person.
But when you say hand did it, you mean like with the machine in your hand?
Well, no, like on Lightroom or like Photoshop.
Exactly.
I'm going in
software.
And manipulating.
It's software.
But that's still photo editing. It's not AI. Like I'm using the software.
So I would argue that Adobe and all its product suite, whether you're removing an object, putting an object on a picture, whitening somebody's eyes, whitening somebody's teeth, that is in fact AI manipulating the photo. Versus if it's not AI, you're going to a dark room and manually producing, or whatever the word is, your film. Those red rooms with the light, and you going in, you're putting your film in, and you creating your pictures. That's quote unquote like traditional photography, where you are actually making your own film. Once you get to a computer and you start having that computer auto whatever, when you click auto enrich my picture, that's AI making a decision on what this picture should look like.
I mean, I guess, like, but that means like most of the images we look at for the past 20, 15, 20 years.
I would agree. AI. Yeah, I would agree. A lot of them are. Yeah, I would agree.
All right, with that said, maybe and as I see one of our guys, shout out to Unc. Unc said, there ain't no damn moon. Yeah, maybe we have a conspiracy conversation in our bag next week. Well, we can talk a little bit more about the moon landing and some of the things dealing with that. But I guess as we continue along the lines of our icebreakers, A Black did send this in, so I'll push play on this, and this will kind of give us our barbershop version of get us to our barbershop version of updates when it comes down to some of the things dealing with the war.
On the country of Iran by the United States is going to have lasting impact on the country of America and its citizens. About a year ago, I published a video called America is at War. I got a lot of pushback because no, there were no bombs going off at the time. But what I saw happening on the ground in East Africa was oil being traded between the continent of Africa and China, not with the US dollar, but in the local currency. This raised alarm as I've studied economics my entire career and knew that the world reserve currency, the US dollar, was headed for complete decline. I've also talked continuously about the BRICS economic conglomerate and the power that it has to date. Over half of the world's population is represented by this economic conglomerate. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and yes, Iran. Many people said I was foolish to believe such economic shift would happen without the US coming for blood. Well, here we are. And unfortunately, the people that are going to feel this the most are the citizens of the United States of America. In fact, you're already feeling it. Your oil, gas prices are going to continue to rise. The cost of living, the cost of food, the cost of basic utilities. I moved my family to the continent of Africa, specifically at the time, Tanzania, over 6 years ago. I made this strategic decision, not with all of the answers, but within a structured framework that led me to maintain my success now going on 60.
She's trying to sell something now.
Hundreds, and over.
Uh-oh. It always
this is why you gotta be careful. This is why you gotta be careful. They always want to try and sell you something after something.
Here come the pitch.
She so yeah, she do her class. All her shit is free though. Like she only make money if people come to the continent, and then she do like normal realty shit. All her online classes and shit she does, they be free. But it was her as another video I was trying to find the dude, but basically a lot of people are kind of talking about the effects of the war and what it can do to the currency right now, and how it's been this push towards a power shift and this currency shift maybe every 100 years or so. And America's bulk is off of they act like it's war, but it's really oil and the petrol, because you can only trade oil with the petrol and the dollar. and that's what BRICS and Iran is a part of BRICS. They're trying to shift that to where you don't need the U.S. dollar, and if you don't need the U.S. dollar for oil, then you lose all your leverage and power. That's why they're scrambling to Venezuela. That's why they're scrambling all these places to maintain the control of oil. Because I think when we think of oil, we only think of gas and heat and the basic things, but oil is used in like a whole list of shit that we don't even really pay attention to sometimes. So America loses that grip on oil and the ability to transport it through these straits and these canals and these Panamas that we hear about. It's all about transporting, their black gold, their biggest export, and they've signed these agreements with all these countries of like you have to trade. You can't buy oil with any other currency but the U.S. dollar, which keeps the U.S. dollar strong. But if people are shifting away from that, that's gonna like cause crazy inflation here that we don't even really know what it'll look like if gas is $30 a gallon. Like, right now we just keep taking shit, but if it gets to the point where like your gas car bill is like rent or something,
So
it's gonna shift shit for real.
So the thing about gas, if we just isolate the gas piece,
Estonia,
and they talk about the reserve,
like this idea that this side has to be dependent on what's coming through the strait, like that can, in theory, like change within a time span, right? Like there would be shock waves over like a short-term shift, but the amount of oil needed, say for the US, like they don't necessarily have to do what they've been doing. They can do it other ways. And part of the Venezuela thing, I think, is a part of that. The Panama Canal situation where they pushed out China, I think, is a part of that. I do think there is a world where the U.S. doesn't have to be dependent on oil from that side of the hemisphere and can just rely on all the oil here. But that does open up another can of worms as it relates to, the pipelines and things like that, fracking, et cetera, which are somewhat, political conversations too. But I don't necessarily think that short-term effects equal long-term outcomes, like when it comes to like what's going on during the war versus what happens when the dust settles.
And it's not even like about controlling or being dependent on getting oil from over there. It's about just controlling the whole industry. It's about being the only plug of this one thing. Like when you have to purchase this necessary resources with one currency, that gives you strength. Like, so yeah, it's not a survival thing. We got reserves here. We got oil to survive. It's about controlling the oil market completely. But if they can shift it to where people can do their own business, that basically, like, that's what they like the world mafia right now. Like nobody can sell oil without us getting the cut, without it being in our currency, and that's what they're policing. That's what the military bases in all of these countries is, to kind of maintain those interests, and we'll give you protections and we'll refine this resource and break y'all off a percentage, and we're gonna be good. But now you have these countries that's their allies that's in this moral conflict because of what they're doing to Iran, what they're doing already did to Gaza, what they're doing in Lebanon now. So you got,
but they've been turning a blind cheek for a long time now, doing business with the U.S. Like
they have, because it's beneficial, but they realizing like, shit, if they can do Iran like this, they can do anybody like that. Because Iran is the power out there, like, and it's very under talked about because of our media, but Iran is the power. So to see America attack them unprovoked, pretty much, got all of them shook about like, well, we don't want to step out of line, because if they big enough to do that to them, we are, they're all smaller entities that's really only significant because they discover oil or natural gas or something. America flew in, partnered with them, and that's how they deal with the Saudis and all these people. Is America is the facilitator. We're gonna give you the infrastructure, we're gonna show you how to pump this shit, and you can have the majority of whatever, because we got a little bit here, and everywhere, and we control it with the currency. So Iran is trying to destabilize all of that shit. And they don't even really want to, but it's like, y'all attacked us. This is the only way we can fuck with y'all. We can't go bomb for bomb with you. We're not trying to attack American soil, because we know y'all dumbasses will drop a nuclear bomb on us if we do that. The only thing we can do is fuck with your money, attack data centers, attack power plants. Like, it's been a very strategic war as far as attacking resources and what people need, because people are so dependent on all of this shit. They knock out their electricity. Most of us can't go out there and turn that shit on ourselves, because they don't train the populace on that. So resources, water supplies, this is what they aiming at and bombing in these countries. But Iran is like not trying to push that button. They just want America to leave them alone. But Trump and them are seeing their power dwindle. So it's like, we got to get all control of the Middle East, and it's just crazy. And then you got Israel got their own agenda. So yeah, we're going to use them to do this and do that for us. And it's crazy right now. Like the girl said, we the ones that's gonna have to suffer, and we're comfortable as a people, as Americans in general, but our comfort level is about to really keep rising unless they end this shit. Like, they seem like they're scrambling trying to end it, but the ego in Trump, he don't want to admit no laws or nothing. So he keep giving these deadlines. I'm gonna give him 2 weeks. I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna give him that. But they know they fucked up right at this point, but their egos are not going to allow them to say it right now.
Got it. I'm gonna push play on this and see where it takes us, and then we can continue more of the conversation.
Stunning reversal that I think we have ever seen in American politics. In about 10 hours, the president goes from threatening the annihilation of Iranian civilization to saying he's got an agreement that will bring about a golden age of peace in the Middle East. But look, the threat not only activated the Iranians to do something, it more importantly got the Pakistanis and the Chinese to in turn pressure the Iranians to agree to do something that they weren't willing to do before. But massive questions ahead. This is classic Trump negotiating technique. The question is, can you get from this deal that he's now done to something lasting, and will the deal sustain itself?
And Rebecca pointed out, so much of this is about the Straits of Hormuz and whether or not Iran is going to be in control, the United States is going to be in control, who's going to pay, whether it's really going to be open.
Yeah, look, this is the big question, and I did speak to the president just a short while ago. First of all, he believes that his threat is the only thing that made this happen. I asked him, are you going to be willing to allow the Iranians to charge a toll? They're talking about a $2 million per ship toll through the Strait of Hormuz. And he said to me, well, maybe it will be a joint venture. Maybe it'll be a U.S.-Iranian toll, and we'll each get a piece of it. I also asked him about something else that you heard the Iranians are saying, which is they maintain their right to enrich uranium. And he was adamant on this point. He said there will be no enrichment.
But that was in the 10-point plan that he said is the framework.
Well, he said is a starting point for negotiation, is a starting point. He says that it won't be in the final deal. But we'll see. These are huge questions. I mean, basically, that 10 points is what the Iranians were saying before the war started. So we'll see if they're going to be
negotiations begin up.
I think like what we said about like in the future, as far as like, I think this was a strategic misstep because like outside like the petrodollar and the oil and how like we set ourselves up for failure there when it comes to the dollar. I think like militarily we made ourselves look kind of ineffective and weak, and like we overplayed our hand, and like Iran is coming out there looking like, they could be a regional, power, and they're almost in a position to secure safety for the whole Middle East after like this strategic misstep. And I think it's gonna put us, in the 8 ball for a long time.
What's the misstep exactly? Just so I'm understanding.
Well, we bombed these folks and we came and attacked these folks and nothing happened. Like, them boys still there. They actually gonna make a come up if they get this toll off. And like all the ships that passed through there, like they're gonna come out the war in almost a better position than they started the war in, and like that make us look like idiots as Americans.
Iranians ain't doing no joint toll with them, man. Like,
well, no, I'm saying, but even if they don't, even if they keep it to themselves, they on top. Like they are winning. Like
but
they won
listen,
this
it
shit.
was no toll. It was no toll from the jump. It's just about
But now they're about to get
respect,
one.
and they like
Now
we
they
don't
about to
gotta
get
have
one.
no toll. But if you're gonna make us exert control, then yeah, $2 million to pass through. But before that, it was no issues. But if America pull out, accept they was wrong, there was no imminent threat.
Pull out game week.
Then gotta be bombing these people. And it'd be cool, but they can't just admit that. They gotta keep creating some narrative every week on like why they should be bombing these people.
So the misstep is just the fact that they even started this in the first place.
War.
Is what I'm
huge,
saying.
Huge
okay.
misstep. Yeah, huge misstep.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, are you saying this negotiation with the strait is a misstep?
No,
or are you
the
just
whole,
saying this whole thing in general?
The whole thing in general is a misstep. Yeah. This deal is like kind of the only saving grace, but it's not even saving face because you basically admitting that like, yeah, we can't do these boys.
Do you think that this show over the past few months, this Iranian war, makes the U.S. military look weaker? I know that when we first started the conversation about this, we had some guys that was really in the mindset that America military strong arm. Johnny, I guess I'll toss to you. Look like you when it happened.
Yeah, no, I think I was one of the ones. I was in the military, like, yeah, we got it. But I think it's very similar to what happened to Russia. I think when you're one of the superpowers and you got all the military might, it's tough not to, it's like it's like with the Yukon, like it's tough not to be disappointed. Like when you have all the expectations, it's hard. It's almost hard not to fall short of them. And I think that's what we did. It's like we had we expected just to wipe them out. They stood
Palantir
strong.
couldn't get it done.
And like, yeah, we didn't get it done, and it just, it definitely makes us look weak. It's got other people more willing to stand up to us.
I don't agree with that. What I'll say is, what I can't say it makes us weak when we haven't even like we there's no troops on the ground. Like there's no full court press here. There's no
planes and shit.
Nah, look,
fucked up, like
there's no full court press.
Bad.
Nah,
but that don't even exist.
We could argue about the misstep. We could argue about the misstep, but to say that it makes us look weak and people are gonna want to challenge the U.S.
Didn't they just shoot down some U.S. fighter jets?
I didn't.
Did you see? Did y'all hear how they rescued? Did y'all hear how they rescued this nigga with quantum physics?
With the heartbeat.
With the heartbeat. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You talk about weakness? Crazy.
If we got heartbeat technology, niggas shouldn't be crashing.
But Johnny, this is what I'm saying. Like we not really going. We So I put it like this. The more I'm looking at this,
and driving up the gas.
I think we knew all the time that the only reason this is happening is because Trump owes somebody in Israel.
Again, this makes us look weak.
Hold on.
Oh, we
who
know
he owes, why he owes them.
What's going on here? All right.
Like let's because let's break this down because
all right.
You said the misstep is the fact that we even doing this. So let's just break down like what really is why we're even doing this. We're not doing this because we want to.
Okay.
We doing this because
hey, but gee.
Hold on, let me land it.
I got you.
We doing this because clearly we are a proxy for one of our allies over there. And so what I'm saying is that I think that Trump is in a situation where he's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna help you. But he not really providing the top-notch help. He providing the secondary resources.
You said he sent the B team out there? That's the B team.
Exactly. He did not send the A team. He did not send the A team. He did not send the A team. And he's like, look, we gonna help y'all. Wink, 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 wink. But we not gonna just blow shit up for no reason. Like, but I'm not gonna let you blow my shit up, and I need some smoke off me for these Epstein files. So you know what? I'm gonna give you what you need to at least like stir it up a little bit, flex a little few muscles.
I mean,
And-
maybe. Like, I get.
And I don't think I do think, like I said from the jump, my position on this was, why are we doing this? We don't know what the objective is. We have no clue what we're trying to do. What does a win look like? None of these things were ever really put out there. So I think because those things were never really clear from the jump, it does make the decision look silly. But I can't say that any of the actions that have taken place got people thinking that the U.S. is for the taking. I would disagree on that.
I didn't say for
the taking.
Or nobody wants to say, nobody is more nobody
on.
feels more confident to start anything with the U.S. Nobody
I
wants
ain't
to poke their chest out the U.S.
I ain't saying nobody
wants to start a fight with us. Nobody wants to start that with you.
G, I get you. I agree, and I know why we did it, but
This ain't
I didn't
proven, I
say.
ain't gonna lie.
I didn't say nobody was. It makes people want to go and start a fight with us, but it also makes people, when we go picking on folks, they gonna stand up to us more, and that's what this is.
I don't think so.
We started that fight, and Iran stood up, and then we backed down.
Do you know why Iran even came to a quote unquote agreement? Because China and Pakistan said, please, we're not really trying to do this.
But they were not. They was gonna stand their ground until China and Pakistan came, and I think like that makes us look. Especially we back down, and even with the reason why we went over there, Trump, you gotta fall on that sword. Don't send Americans to die for your BS. Like,
I don't disagree.
If you had an issue, you should have just don't go killing folks because you in the pickle bag. You in the pickle jar. You got caught with your hand in the pickle jar. Like you let it come out, but don't send Americans to go die, and then like. You didn't even get no military objectives. You lied and lied and lied. You said we won 15 times, and then like you come out and sign a deal that give them everything they want. Like that looks weak. That looks crazy. And like he's our commander in chief, and if whether he looks weak, our leadership weak, the decision making as a country as a whole, I think we look silly. People, aren't afraid of us anymore, and I think that's gonna have ripples. But that's gonna be a while before people like.
There is no deal though. That's the genius of Trump. There is no deal. He hasn't given them anything. Like there's no deal. It's just.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. Like he's not gonna get what he wants. Like I think, like at the end of the day, like they'll keep it closed.
And they was.
What does he even want though, Johnny? What do you even think he wants?
I don't know.
This one, like, as I'm saying, like, what does he even like? What does a win look like?
You say
yeah,
what?
And because of that,
I win. But that's why it looks weak, because you put yourself in a position to where like you can only lose.
Yeah, I look.
Like you can only like. How does he win?
Like?
He can't win. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. But even with regime change,
they already killed it.
Like they killed the man, and they not new to this. They true to this. They say fuck it, we'll put another one up there. And they keep it rolling. They killed the man and nothing stopped.
A 90-year-old.
Yeah, the nigga he was almost there anyway. But like,
well, didn't he decide to die also?
Like he didn't, like they told him, and then he went to the meeting anyway.
Yeah, he decided to die.
He said he wasn't running. Like that's he already old. He done lived. He ain't
us look weak.
Power. But nah, I don't think the country look crazy. I think our regime look crazy. We need the regime change, and I think a lot of people are smart enough around the world that know how to separate the two. That most Americans are kind of victims of this shit too. Where we don't really have control. We could do more, but until it's affecting us over here, most people are not going to. But yeah, we definitely in Israel pocket for some reason, doing this for no reason. And if I'm China, if I'm Russia, it's not about America for the taking, but it's like we watching y'all moves. We seeing y'all new equipment. I do agree with you that this probably was the B team that came out there. But I think
and that's a good point. Yeah.
You haven't seen modern day really warfare consistently in the wild.
Ain't seen them Venezuela niggas out there. They would have got it done.
Venezuela, yeah.
They ain't seen that Venezuela team out there. Hot damn.
Venezuela is way more. Venezuela is way more penetrable. Venezuela is closer. It's easy to penetrate.
I agree with A Black. But why would we send our B team out on the world stage?
Because Trump didn't want to attack it.
Because it's just a diversion. It's like I said. It just was.
But that would
It wasn't
therefore make
supposed
it
to go
look
this
like
far.
we have that we are less
Right.
capable.
Right.
They thought they was gonna bomb them. It was it wasn't
Quick
supposed to go
little
this far. So now they having a
done.
wing,
quick
they
little
having a
two
wing it
piece.
on the go.
Yeah.
Quick little 2-piece and a biscuit.
Venezuela's not
Them niggas
Iran.
ate
Y'all
that
heard
shit. Them
me.
niggas ate
Yeah,
that shit. Like, what up?
Venezuela is like walking
Iran
in the
ate that
open
shit.
field. This shit is like going into a top flight
Man, hit him with
security.
one of those.
Mm.
Iran punched back. Like Venezuela ain't took they lead and they ain't do nothing. Iran, they started hitting them water plants. They started hitting
their own
hotels in
people. They was like,
Dubai.
oh, okay, we going after all that. Like, nah,
But
look.
that put pressure. But that put pressure. And but I think that's a psychological thing to where like even once this is over, I think a lot of the folks over there are gonna like
But
start looking to
I
Iran
think
for protection. I think that
we conflate them like when we say their own people, because somebody was asking, I think the week before, about like Muslims attacking Muslims. It's like, bro, they are distinct cultures. Like, yeah, they are part of the
Persians
same
versus Arabs.
Yeah, but
religious system.
when I
But
say
it's
own
just
people, I'm saying more so own people as in like same region, neighbors, if you will. Like, because
They've been
that's kind of like the thing about the petrodollars. Like, you know,
Mexico
Iran is
our region.
is a key country, but there are other high oil yielding countries in that region where the U.S. has great business relationships with, and so to like you said, like especially the Saudis, like when you look at all the business dealings going on in the U.S. today, a lot of that money is coming directly from there because like they see the opportunity, they got the money to spend, and like at the end of the day, like that's how capitalism works. Like it's going to keep trying to attract that capital. And
what did America get them though? Like these partnerships, it's not because we think you cool. It's like
they give them opportunities to make money.
Now we're giving you the opportunity is there. It's like, but once you start making that level of money, America comes like, well, how are you gonna protect yourself from your neighbors? We're gonna give you 12 fighter jets. We're gonna put this base here. It's about protecting the interest. Once you struck oil, you found natural gas, great. But what you gonna do to the country next door if they want to walk over? We'll protect you, and that's America's selling point in these countries because they were desert towns who struck gold, who struck oil, who struck something, and then we came in already with the infrastructure of pumping shit, and we, like I said, we don't need everybody's major percentage, but we're gonna protect you and stay close, and we're positioning our interests now in this region, just like in our region with Canada, Mexico. We're close to them geographically, but we're not the same. And it's Christian Mexicans and it's Christian Canadians and it's Christian Americans. But when we beef, we don't be like we're attacking their own people and shit. So
but it is pretty shunned the way Trump went after Canada and Mexico. Like people are looking at that like, why would you do this to our neighbors? Like that is a fair, or not even a fair, that is a common opinion of those decisions that Trump made to attack Mexico and Canada. People were saying,
for sure. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying,
but it's never like Christian on Christian. They never.
Yeah, you can be in the same region and still like, be beefing and attacking each other.
Sure.
Like I think it's based on, especially if you ally with my enemy, like that army base is in Kuwait, it's in Saudi Arabia to protect their interests and so you can spy on me and be close to me and be able to launch on me without having to cross the sea and shit. Like that's why we're the only country in the world that have army bases all over the place. But like I said, if I'm China and Russia, I'm just sitting back, I'm peeping how it moves. And I don't think that people are scared of America, but it's like people underestimate what the atomic bomb did. Like when they did that shit to Japan, it was like, oh, these motherfuckers will actually do it. So then you got somebody like Trump in office. It's like, oh, he might be dumb enough to be the next person to let off a nuke. Cause that's all the fear of it is people know the devastation of it now. And so that's why it's always they scramble to have them, for other people not to have them. But always this fear of somebody being crazy enough to actually use that shit again. Like
niggas, folks might be more scared of Trump than Kim Jong Un. Like Kim Jong Un is kind of scary. Him having the nukes
in human history,
getting up there, like he shouldn't have the button either. Like he too irrational, and I think that like you definitely got to watch out for a stupid motherfucker with him.
And what's
But like,
crazy is they so pressed on Iran having 1 or 2 nuclear warheads when Russia has more than anybody. Russia got more than America. Like
mm-hmm.
China right behind them. But it's a lot of
But
European countries,
it's like
France,
thousands of nuclear. Like
who
everybody
have
has
nukes,
thousands of
but
them, right?
no African countries. South Africa had them for a second before they took them away. Nobody in Africa can have them.
It's
No
too
brown
hot.
country. Only European and the Asians.
The Great White.
And if you
And
brown,
the Pakis got a couple.
And the Indians, but I think they might be
Pakistanis got a
Asian.
couple.
They might be
And
Asian.
India got some too. Yeah.
if
Couple
they
brown
if
people
you
got them. Couple
if
brown
you
people got
brown
them.
and you got them, it's only because you cool with America. I bet they got an army base there.
Nah, that's not true. You know, Pakistan, they got theirs. But that's this is what I'm saying though too about the Iran situation is that, you know, in the same way that the US is like a proxy for Israel, Iran is a proxy as well. And their allies don't necessarily want this to escalate to a situation that they're not really trying to get down with. And the reality is that we can say what we want about the US side of things, but China and Russia don't want this to escalate and turn into something that then just literally draws everybody in. Like where China has to commit, Russia has to commit, Pakistan has to commit, and now it's like starts to take shape of this, like, you know, next world war. I don't think that side wants that either. You see what I'm saying? So I think that this is a how can I say, it's not a cold war, it's like a corporate / economy war. What's going on
It's a
here?
resource.
Like,
It's a resource war.
yeah, it's like, I don't know the right way to frame it, but it's like
Market.
there's some violence going on, but that's not really the war. The war here is about like markets. Yeah. And so I think where the US has an advantage is that it is the market in which these other companies also get to make their wealth. A lot of why these other companies can scale their businesses into what they become is because they leave, or they cater to markets outside of their nations. They don't just do domestic business. They leave those nations and go do business outside of those walls. Mostly with Western countries, whether it be Western Europe or the US. And so if you're one of these quote unquote BRICS countries and you don't have quote unquote Western capitalism to then take your money and capitalize, like what are you doing? You're just gonna end up getting swallowed, paused, and owned by China, because they own all y'all shit, all y'all so-called BRICS. So it's like you can play however you want. I see China's master plan for sure. These other little nigga BRICS niggas, I don't know what they trying to really do, because at the end of the day, they owe China. China own everything going on in Africa, everything going on in Brazil. They doing all the investment, all the infrastructure. It's all Chinese. Like, they can pull that card anytime. So it's like, when I hear about BRICS and all this other stuff, yeah, it's a theory, but that theory was around when I was in undergrad, respectfully. Like, it's like a thing that's like always kind of been in the background, but it's, you know, I don't want to take a shot here, but it's like, you know, we've talked to niggas about delineation for years now at this point. It's like, it's been a theory, but like, where's the progress? When it comes to BRICS, like, I hear the BRICS theory, but like in reality, I don't really see the impact from a quote unquote dethroning Western civilization. I'm just not really seeing that thus far, personally.
Gotcha. All right. And that concludes our barbershop talk of the Iran war. Yeah, that was a decent little deep dive that we went on. I guess this now leads us into the main topic. Again, are we raising soft kids? The truth about parenting in 2026. I'll play a couple memes to get us jump started in the conversation. We'll react to that, and then from there, I'll ask a couple pointed questions. Let's start with Dion.
I don't know what's going on. I think it starts at the crib. It starts at home. We're so
soft with our kids, and we're guarding them and protecting their feelings and emotion, that we're not raising dogs, man. We're raising cats. Mama's boys, man. And daddy's dream kid. Instead of getting on these kids, making sure they fight for what they want. I don't even see kids today thinking about, man, I can't wait to work my butt off so I can retire my mama. Man, they think about how many followers they can get, man. How many likes they get on a post. Not being great. How many offers they can assume from colleges. Not being the best. And this has to stop. And they're doing one thing. They're specializing in one thing. It's all season basketball, all season football, all season. They're not even having fun. And they don't even love it like they used to. They like it. Just like Instagram, they like it. Just like Twitter. That's what they need to do. We need to put a love button on social media.
Like it.
A lot of folks ain't loving stuff no more. They like it, but where's the love? Because anything.
All right,
Dion, man, that nigga's a talker, boy. Hey,
He preaching though.
I really want to know if other parents are going through the same thing. I am a millennial who's trying his best not to be a toxic parent. Millennials, y'all know how it was back in the day, right? We used to get beat for anything. If you're chewing too loud, pop. You left your clothes on the floor, pop. You ain't speak to your mama when she came in, pop. And if you didn't pull the chicken out the freezer like your mother asked you to when she called you on her lunch break, pop. Now, after living through all of that trauma and seeking many, many hours of therapy, I am now a millennial parent who has to choose his words wisely when talking to his 7-year-old son. For example, my wife and I were in our son's room today helping him clean it. Why we were helping him clean it, I don't know. My therapist says it has something to do with me wishing and hoping that my daddy would have helped me in my childhood, whatever. We found out this boy been eating in his room after his mother specifically told him not to. Now, I know what my parents would have did to me if I would have so much as left a cup in my room. That belt would have been only pop. But since I'm trying my hardest not to pass down the same trauma that was given to me, I just took his PS5 and made him go to bed early. We getting soft. I really want to know.
All right. What are y'all thoughts? I'll toss those two ones out. Start a general conversation. Then I'll, start asking some pointed questions eventually.
I mean, I think it's tough not to. I mean, kind of based on what he said and like the climate, the environment that we
It's tough
live
not
in,
to
like,
what? What do you mean by
be
that?
soft parents, like because
Okay.
like I think we, when
Or
we want to make it
as
better
in
for
like
our
raise
kids,
soft kids.
or be the soft parent. Like I don't know how that's gonna turn out with the kids. I think it could end up with soft, parent. But I think like having like growing up in the internet age where we have, it's like a lot of things are soft now, and I think we had our different type of parents, and it makes us want to, do things different and make it better for our kids. And so I think a lot of us want to be like he said, we want to give our kids like the things that we didn't have. And so, whatever that looks like, I think it does look a little different. I that's what I don't want to be, is the soft parent, but it could be, it's hard not to, especially in my position. But it's, sometimes it can be hard not to be when you've had a certain way that you was living and you have an opportunity to, do different while, doing the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with I agree with Dion. I agree with both of them. I think I don't know, maybe I wouldn't say soft. I think sensitive is more so what Dion was along the lines of is, the kids are, highly sensitive, and you gotta do a lot more coddling of the feelings, and it's a balance of that in our community because we know some parenting tactics was too hard and too strong, but some things build the character, and we know like people who've had too liberal upbringing and can do anything and say anything they want. Sometimes they turn out all right, and sometimes they turn out to be just an entitled, human being who don't have an idea of reality. So I think as a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but even as a teacher, you got to walk that balance, and there is a higher sensitivity level. I'm sure even in sports, you probably see a cue even with coaching kids, and I see like some parents don't like you yelling at their kids a certain way, run the fucking drills and stuff that we are numb to growing up. We just used to that atmosphere. Kids is like, the coach is too rough or the teacher was too hard, and you can't give that hard instruction. I think, especially young black men, we need, and of course there's limits, and you don't gotta hit nobody or be disrespectful or humiliating all the time, but you need tough love. You need that balance, that check and balance. So I think like being too soft is a detriment. Like being too hard is. You gotta know when to use both to kind of get the best out of people. You only push. Some people can only be pushed by keep going, go, go, go. Like, oh, come on, little Timmy, you got it. Like, no, you got to yell it to some people to pump them up, and that's not being hard. That's just knowing it's a different paternal style that you got to take to get results out of people. And sometimes that is being hard. Being soft don't work on everybody, but you just got to choose. I pick and choose the right times. Learn your kids' temperament, but at the same time mold it. Like, don't let it's too much of the kids taking control of the parents and like what they want to do. And like, oh, I made that sandwich, I cut the edges off. What you mean you cut the edges off the bread? Like,
so you wasting bread. That's perfectly good. You wasting
but the shit that I hear that like parents do is like so particular for their kids, or oh, he won't eat this, he won't drink that. And I'm like, do you want to survive? Like, it's about teaching your kid to survive, not that like you can make every little choice you can want. And oh, he doesn't like that, or kind of kid don't like onions on a burger. I bet, but it's certain shit that you shouldn't bend to all the time. Like, and I feel like a lot of these new parents, it's more of the kid is an extension of their ego versus like their legacy. It's just like you a mini me, an accessory type, and I just want you to look good to make me look good, but I might not be pouring the right things into you. I just want to give you everything you want and be your friend and be cool and do dance TikToks together and shit. But it's no, you gotta be hard, because then you get in the education realm. You see the work ethic of the kids, the drive of the kids, like I said, their sensitivity levels. Like if you try to be stern with them and they like cave into themselves and crying and I'm depressed, and they got all these ailments and words for everything and shit now, and ADD and autism and this and that.
You said autism. Oh damn! Hold on. Let's save it.
Going crazy.
Pass the ball. It's I don't want to.
Ain't going crazy.
I don't want to. But let's not blame parents for autism. Hold on now.
But I'm just saying it's just a lot. It's just a lot of diagnosis.
So I got two. One sec.
I want to get it. I want to get it there too. Pause.
One filler question, not filler. Just a quick question, and then I want to respond to something that you had said. So we've heard Johnny and maybe a little of G's take on this. Well, this is the start of the take. We're gonna get there.
I ain't even get to respond to the meme yet.
This is, and I got you. I promise we about to get there. But I'm gonna throw it to you right after this. Would you want to raise a soft kid or a tough kid? Would you start there?
All right,
just to have a choice, and then I'm gonna throw it to you. I promise you.
Can I respond to the meme before I answer that question?
Not you. I'm asking this to A Black.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, tough. I mean, tough. If I gotta,
that's not the question though, Q.
I know
it right.
I know
you switching it up. Foul, crazy. You're not doing it justice.
Y'all gotta allow me to walk it.
All right,
we're gonna get there. If I just go at the extreme of what the question is, it's gonna sound wild on this live. We gotta walk.
Oh, you waiting for hour 3? Okay, I feel you. You waiting at least get to past the 2-hour mark.
Listen, every time I've had to introduce this to like anybody in real life, Johnny done been there. You got to start at like point A to eventually to get this point E, and then it don't sound crazy. Because if you just jump straight in, like why would y'all be asking that? And I want to make sure it's rational. Second thing would be this is something that I did notice. Because you talked about coaching and noticing things. I would say that middle class / upper class parents tend to want to push their kids into aggressive coaching. And like it's interesting, all the parents that I know that like the coach to cuss them the fuck out. I mean, like the coach to cuss their kid the fuck out. These be kind of Caucasian and or like black folk with some money. And you know, I hear it every Monday in here. Ed Coder, he go crazy on them kids. He don't even let the parents stay in, but they be like, hey, we know he gonna cuss them out anyway. Yeah. But then on the other side though, the more like parents that are, you know, I don't want to use the word struggling or anything, but they're not inside like that income bracket. They tend to want to push for more empathetic coaching. And I think that it's like an interesting balance. But G, your response to the meme.
The thing about the meme that I found interesting is that and this is a summary. This is my summary. Is that when he's saying that we've gotten soft as millennial parents, it's essentially because we don't beat the kids. And so my thing is like, there's one thing to say not beat your kids. It's another thing to not discipline your kids at all. And I think like in his case, I don't know his child, but if for your kid, if what makes their day is the game, taking that game away can be detrimental. Like, of a punishment, it could be. You don't always have to physically react to your kids to have a disciplinary reaction or to have them suffer a consequence to understand that there's cause and effect. So I'm not going to sit here and say that like taking away the PlayStation makes you soft because you didn't beat him. You see what I'm saying? Like, he did something he wasn't supposed to do, so you implemented a consequence. You took his PlayStation away. That's not necessarily like a soft parent to me, in my opinion. Now, this is why I like to ask the question on like, well, what do we mean by soft versus tough? Pause. Because when you start talking about old school parenting, the only thing that makes it tougher is that they were quick to just hit you upside the head and whip your ass with anything they could get their hands on. Like, they didn't have to hide their outbursts and aggression. Like you could get away with.
The only thing that made it.
I think a lot of this idea about being tough has to do with whipping your kids and being disciplinarians in like a authoritative way, versus folks who can have a little bit more emotional intelligence and find ways to discipline kids without having to be a quote unquote authoritarian. Like,
so you don't think? Do you think that parents should be authoritative?
I don't think they have to be at all.
Not have to. Do you think they should be?
I don't think I think there are more than one good way to parent. And I don't think that just because you're an authoritative parent means you're doing anything wrong. So I wouldn't say that it's wrong to do it that way, but I also wouldn't say you should do it that way. You get what I'm saying? Like,
you think that it's
one
approach, option, but it's not the only option.
That could work.
I think also is that having the privilege of time, to not have to not be authoritative. Like, I think a lot of parents be in a constant state of, being fed up that their default is just authoritative. I don't got time to kind of be soft or navigate your feelings and this and that. And I think age also depends a lot too, with kids, because there was a time maybe I don't gotta whoop you, I can take away your game and that might affect you. But it's become, I've seen with some parents where taking their tablet, taking their game, it's becoming more of a punishment to the parent because they gotta, focus more attention on the kid now. And the game and stuff takes a lot of time from it. So it's like, that's not their go-to punishment. So it's like a pacifier, I feel like, for a lot of parents now. It's like, I might not have to deal with you and I can take it away in doses. But if you got a younger kid, 7 and under or something, and you got to deal with them 24/7 with no tablet and no TV and no game. Like, to a lot of parents, that's a punishment to them. So that's
And
why they default to authoritative and yelling at them and screaming and smacking, because it's like most parents don't have the privilege of real time of rearing their kids. They always trying to get a rest, always trying to get reprieve from working. So it's a privilege to have time really to be more than authoritative with your kids. But it's like, all right, new age is like, I'm gonna try the soft route, but like people, they know it's important to be hard. That's why, like you said, you got the parents who want that hard, rough coach, that boot camp style type, because they know what that's going to build in it, but they don't want to be the bad guy no more. And if you're already coming from that, then yeah, you want empathy, you want somebody to be soft to your kid because they haven't experienced that. So that's why it all just comes down to balance at the end of the day. I wouldn't want no soft kid or no real tough kid. Like, I would want a kid that can like know when to do both. Know when it's time to be
Hey, Black, what makes a kid soft?
Soft is to me, soft is not a weakness. It's finesse. It's knowing when to lower your voice and your tone, and to get what you want or get what you need, or to comfort somebody, to comfort a woman, to comfort a child. Being hard is when you got to get in protective or stern or focused and get somebody locked in. So it benefits to both approaches. It's just about having a balanced approach. It's when you have an imbalance and you too hard, that you too much, or you too soft, and now you looking like something else.
So just for clarity there, being soft is not a negative in your opinion.
Not to me, nah. I think
Johnny and Q, do y'all share the same perspective that when we talk about this context of soft, is soft negative or is it not negative or positive?
As in like raising soft kids, I look at it as more of a negative.
I think it's a difference between soft and sensitive too, though.
I think y'all are using the. I think those are two different meanings of soft.
Unfortunately,
I think there's two different meanings of soft. I think you know what I mean when you say a soft kid. Like, yeah, it's a soft kid, but like somebody being a soft person, having a soft, that's two different things.
Like I say, it's only an insult when it's an imbalance. Like, if you just like 80% soft, then
you're like a soft kid. Yeah, that's what we're talking. Like 80%.
But you can have balance and you can still be smooth and soft to a girl when you're trying to bag her or something. Or
see, I think that I don't see smooth
won't be mostly soft.
Okay, when we talking kids, we're not talking about bagging chicks. All right, look, like we talking about before even really even trying to get
it. You throwing like these cool words in their finesse
age. We not bagging chicks or nothing like that. Like,
well, all right, well, even with kids,
they might even think girls are nasty at this point. Like we talking like young kids.
And when I talk, it's like the end result of your parenting ends up being people saying that you raised a soft son.
Well, so I guess then what make you soft then?
That's my question. That's my question. That's my question. Because if like so like for me personally, I would say a kid is soft, pause, if they don't have a willingness to defend themselves, like self-defense, like you won't defend yourself. I think that's like by definition for me, like quote unquote a soft kid, they won't defend themselves. And honestly, that's kind of where I draw the line on soft as a kid. You like, will you stand up for yourself or will you not? That to me is like as simple as I can put soft.
What about like a lack of aversion to like try new things? Like a kid.
That's not soft to me. No.
They just don't want to stay in the room and never want to, challenge themselves. You don't think that's a version of softness?
It's like a lack of ambition.
Yeah, I think that there's mentally soft things and there's physically soft things, and and again, like when I use the word raising, it's the end product that we end up at. Like, let's say once they're 18, if they end up being soft, I think that every kid has some toughness, hopefully, and some softness attributes to them. And I think that a part of raising a kid, typically, if you're raising a son, if we just pointed at that, a lot of the lessons that you teach them is to teach them quote unquote mental toughness, physical toughness, i.e., to what old man said,
Fortitude.
no one wants soft kids. That's why they put them in sports to challenge them. The idea of being able to deal with adversity repeatedly to a point to where you become callous to like the quote unquote soft mental, piece to where like you crumble when there's pressure. I think that again, on the mental side of it, I think softness, if I'm getting close to like naming some different versions of attributes, I would look at it as again, like go along, tag along, easily persuaded, easily moved off a position, passive. I'm trying to think of like some other words that will kind of list like a blanket attribute piece to it. Again, won't stand up for themselves inside like inside a room, a crowded room, or a room by themselves with one other person. I'm trying to physically, some of the things that G said is adverse to confrontation, not willing to put themselves in situations that are uncomfortable physically. Yeah. Because confrontation is fairly broad, so it would typically go with most things that are
They got an official soft kid definition on here.
What is it?
What's the source?
Well, they got BuzzFeed and Wikipedia.
Let's hear it.
A soft kid.
Hey, good enough.
Soft kid is described as children raised with high emotional validation, empathy, and gentle discipline rather than strict authoritarian methods. While critics may view them as less resilient, supporters argue they are actually emotionally regulated, confident, and kind. So, I mean, I guess if you're not in the world where survival of the fittest is the mantra, then there would be no real concept of being soft because you
didn't grow up with the struggle.
Yeah, but I feel like as long as there is a survival aspect that you might have to face, then being soft is a liability.
Johnny, talk to us.
I mean, I agree with what A Black said there at the end. Like, as far as like, I feel like when you don't have that struggle soft, I think, you remove from that struggle. I don't think the toughness matters as much. But again, that's why you said, like, even with you talking about the richer, the more upper class parents, they bring their kids to sports to get that toughness. And I do think there is a reason why they do that, because they want their kids to be tough and to get some of that softness out of them. But again, like, I think it doesn't matter as much when you're middle to upper class. It's like when when you're struggling, toughness is, I believe, one of the things that can help you, over. But I think it helps with a lot of
I think
things.
mental toughness still matters just as much.
It's like sending
I mean, I think it's important both ways.
to the HBCU.
Say it again.
It's like them rich black people that
Oh,
send
yeah.
they black kids to HBCU for their real first black experience, because they ain't been growing up around white people, going to school with white people. And a lot of times, some black people first black experience is them going to HBCU, and their parents do it intentionally because it's like, they want you, just like you want to get tough, they want to get culture, they want you to, know what quote unquote blackness is for real, because we kind of sheltered you from that due to our pseudo success. So, I mean, yeah, I think every parent wants their kid tough, resilient, able to. The whole thing is about being able to survive when I'm gone, essentially. That's what it's based in. So, am I imparting the right things to you that if I'm not around, you can still survive? And
so you're telling me tough versus soft equals survive versus can't survive? Like that's where I be having a disconnect here because like
in this economy,
this
idea,
this idea,
you gotta be tough.
No, you don't though. You don't.
But that's what I'm saying. It's only bred out of the need to survive. If we don't live in a system where every day is survival, then toughness becomes less needed or less of a thing.
Most people live bill to bill. What was the stat? Like what percentage of people like can't afford an emergency? They got the thing. So that sounds like survival mode for like, and that's the reality.
And so
for
a lot of those people are tough. A lot of those people are tough and can't survive.
But they in places
they
where
end
it's
up
hard
surviving. But I think toughness
so,
is what helps you do survive. Because most people are.
But a lot of those people. So you telling me everybody with a savings is tough?
I'm
No,
not saying it has anything to do with your money, but I'm saying, but like when shit gets low,
you bringing up money though.
You in a market in an area where it's harder to survive, it usually builds a tougher exterior, for you to navigate. We look at New York, hard, cold, tough people are Philly, and then you go over to more laid back places in the islands and stuff, and or even in Cali, and people more laid back and free and chill because they products of their environment. So the easier it is for me to survive, the cost and quality of life, the less tough I gotta be.
But I wouldn't say that niggas in Cali are like, it depends on where you are in Cali.
Yeah,
there are parts of Cali it's very tough.
No, exactly. And they usually act harder for sure. I'm just saying the climate or surroundings.
What side you from, my guy?
And the need to survive can affect it. You can go across to Malibu and they don't got a care in the world. So
But you can say that even in, like you can say that even in New York, right? Like there are places in New York where it's tough, but then there are certain places in New York where you got multi-millionaires walking around, catching the train, just being pedestrians with no cares in the world, all in the same city.
What's the trope? What's the trope with the black hood kid basketball team versus the rich white suburban kid? The trope is always that
them niggas can't shoot.
Kid, well, of course that, but they ain't been through no struggle, so they don't got the same toughness that these guys who's been life been harder for them to survive. They seeing real shit, so it's built a tougher exterior to them, and that's why they always win. Whether it's Bring It On and cheerleaders, it's like when you come from a background where it's hard to survive, you have to be tough. If you don't come from that, then being soft is not seen as a weakness.
I would argue that we're confusing toughness with like and softness with like intelligence. Like for me, to survive, you have to be intelligent more than you have to be tough. Like your toughness is almost secondary to how intelligent you are. Because if you're socially and emotionally intelligent enough, you'll never have to lift a finger. Like,
I mean, I agree with intelligence. Like, you don't want dumb kids either. Like,
thriving is different than surviving. When you thriving, you can be intelligent poor, be intelligent rich, but surviving intelligent and thriving intelligent is two different realities.
I would say even this is what I mean by like, so because you face adversity and didn't give up, right? Like we can classify that as maybe an element of quote unquote toughness, right? But there are plenty of quote unquote soft guys who aren't conventionally tough. They just maybe worked hard at what they were doing and they were able to get to a result that took them to a certain place, not because they were tough, but because they endured and worked hard to achieve a goal. Does that make you tough because you endured and worked hard to achieve a goal? Like, does that inherently make?
I think if you endure something, there's an amount of toughness that
form of toughness.
Like, you said endure. Like that's a form of mental toughness.
It's like you would say what you say with soft and sensitive, endure and tough. Like those are all fall under the same thing. Like you're built tough, you can endure, and you've had to endure because you've been through something that made you tough. If you ain't been through nothing, you're born into a reality where there's no type of struggle, where everything is given. You don't have the necessity to form this shell of toughness. So they have to
Nepo babies.
strategically.
That's why they got a whole name for it.
Yeah, they have to strategically do things. I'm gonna put you
Which
on
everybody said they
sports.
were pro, right?
Like putting their kid through adversity so they have to endure. Yeah.
No, I thought everybody was pro nepotism.
Yeah, I am to an extent, but that don't mean I don't think a kid should be absent of any kind of challenge either.
Yeah.
Like you got to
But
put them in
we
things
was
in
talking
the
about the
areas.
financial benefits.
So
of
I guess
nepotism.
that's like my dilemma. Like just because you face a challenge, like life has challenges. It's like for me, that's just a part of life.
And then how do you react to
You got
them? Right?
challenges and you got circumstances. Like we all got challenges, but circumstances are something. Yeah, you like you stuck in it. You born.
Well,
You
then,
can
but if your circumstances make you tough, then that's out of your control.
That's what I'm saying. And when things are out of your control, it's harder to survive.
And that's why you raise them,
making you tougher
to be tough.
No, I'm saying so the only way to be tough is to be in circumstances that are like inherently out of your like you can be born into the best of circumstances and still be tough as hell.
Like, I mean, it's always exceptions for sure, you know. But
you can be born in the hood and be soft as hell. Like I don't even think these are exceptions. These aren't even exceptions though. This is normal.
Those are exceptions, but we even know niggas.
So everybody in the hood is tough, is what y'all saying.
But G, what we're talking about is like how to influence, like what we influence our kids to be. Like that's what we're talking about. Like, of course, like they're gonna be whatever like they want to be, but like a parent that's putting their kids through sports is like, hey, why don't you yell at them a little bit? They're trying to influence that toughness for later in their life. Like they're trying to like get that kid ready for what life is going to present. That's why you do sports. That's why you put your kids through different things so you can have that. Of course they have a fallback plan as a kid, but you still want to put them through that trial and error. When life comes, they have some kind of like something to revert back to and be like, oh, I remember when practice was hard. I remember when I had to study real hard to pass that test, and you can revert back to like how you were raised. So like, of course, the person is going to determine it, but you want to give them the best chance at being tough, at making it through when life gets tough. And that's what we're saying. We want to prepare them the best. Ultimately, they got to jump off that diving board on their own, but like you want to give them all the lessons and everything to prepare them.
So I don't know if toughness and resilience is synonymous. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if I use them synonymously. I don't think they speak to the same thing. I
disagree.
No, I think resilience speaks to bouncing back. I don't know if toughness speaks to bouncing back inherently. I think resilience is about bouncing back. That's a different trait. You can be resilient and not be a tough person. That's my opinion.
Are you like? I think resilience takes mental toughness.
Yeah, but
you can't be soft. You can't be soft and resilient. You can't be soft and resilient.
But we're using these words that don't have like firm definitions. Like again, like resilience and toughness. Resilience does have a definition.
Yeah,
toughness does have a definition.
They're actually.
I don't know if they mean the same thing.
He said
it's synonyms. I'm just looking at it right now.
Thesaurus.com.
Yeah,
that's a book we don't use enough as
resilient. So I'm looking it up too. I'm not seeing the same thing. Like I see toughness is about resist or endure. Resilience is about recover and adapt. These are different things.
But no, they're synonymous. It's not about they're the same definition, but are they synonymous? Are they synonyms? That's what I'm looking at. Are they synonyms?
Do they? Okay, synonym. So now, Q. This is funny.
They
this is funny, right?
Because when
I said resilience,
okay.
and when I said it's not tough, it's more resilient. You said no, it's not the same thing. So it's like
I didn't just say that.
I'm talking about.
I said it is.
No, but when we were in the chat, and we were talking about how you describe something as soft, and I said I see that as resilient. Or I saw that as impressionable, as an example, synonymous with the term. it's like
I gave like a exact definite like breakdown of what I meant, where you use a vague umbrella term, and
I used a synonym. That's not a vague umbrella term. It's a synonym.
So if you just bring us back to what the conversation is, and then I can give you.
What I'll say is I don't
it wasn't
equate
resilient and tough. I think that it was. I used a term that dealt with like very specific. Maybe it was tag along or easily influenced. And
I said that's impressionable.
And you said impressionable. I think that impressionable would be a umbrella term in which the specific, like when you get more siloed, it becomes easy. It's a type of impressionability, easily to conform. That means, yes, you are impressionable, but it's very specific.
So it's a synonym, is my point. Like this is what I'm saying. So that's the point I'm trying to make. The A Black is that just because something is a synonym doesn't mean it's the exact same definition. Just because it can be used interchangeably.
But nobody, you put the word exact same in there. We just said synonymous.
No, but I said they're not the same. They don't mean the same thing. And A Black responded by saying they're synonymous. My point still stands. They don't mean the same thing. They can be used interchangeably. That doesn't mean they mean the same thing.
Again, I don't know who's making an argument that they mean the same thing.
My point was that toughness is not the same thing as resilient. In response, I'm being told that it's synonymous.
Right, but synonymous also doesn't mean it means the same thing, though.
What I'm saying is that if I say it doesn't mean the same thing, and you reply to say, but it's synonymous, as if it does mean the same thing, my point still stands in that they don't mean the same thing.
So like the same thing, right? Would you, if you got soft on the top of a paper and tough,
the umbrella term,
hard, and then you do synonyms, would resilience fall under soft or under tough?
Resilient would be a quote unquote tougher trait. I would agree.
All right, that's all I was saying.
That's all we all was saying.
But all I'm saying is that they're not the same word. They're not one and the same.
We agree.
Like that's what I'm saying. They're not the same word.
We know, G. We know.
They're not one and the same.
Nope. I don't think that nobody's saying
let me ask this. Can you be soft and resilient?
No.
Yes, you can. That's where we disagree.
Okay.
That's where we disagree.
I don't see how, but I don't see how. I don't understand. Like, then what kind of soft would you be if you're resilient?
That like I just told you, these things aren't mutually exclusive. So
like if you're
so Johnny, describe somebody's describe because
I just ask you, what does soft and resilient look like?
You could be a soft-spoken person who just bounces back without conflict. Just put your head down and you internalize everything. You don't talk back, you don't fight back, but you keep pushing and getting to the next thing. That's resilience.
But like when you say soft-spoken, you mean quiet. That doesn't, that's, you can still be tough and quiet,
but you can't be soft and resilient. Like what I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying. You can be resilient and be a soft person. You can.
I agree. You said it like you could be soft spoken and tough. It doesn't, like, soft spoken doesn't equal soft.
And you can be resilient and soft. Thank you. Pause.
No, we're asking how.
No, you can't.
Because soft spoken doesn't mean that you're soft. I think that's what he's saying.
But resilient doesn't mean that you're tough either. It doesn't.
But how can you be soft and resilient, or how can you be resilient and still soft?
Johnny, your definition of soft is what?
I think it's like
give us an example of somebody that's soft and resilient.
Who, me personally?
A lot of politicians. I think a lot of politicians are soft and resilient. As an example, I think a lot of business executives are soft and resilient. I see it every day in corporate America.
Give like, I guess, some examples.
I mean, just because I can't give like I said, I see it in corporate America. So have you been in corporate America and worked for someone who clearly is soft?
I don't know. I don't know how you are defining soft. I don't know.
I'm asking y'all. So this is what I'm saying. Like
But
I see people
like
and I
soft
think they're
and when you say soft,
what
what
you're
are you
calling
meaning
soft.
by it? So what are
Yeah.
you calling soft so that we can understand it?
disposition, how they carry themselves, how they respond to stress,
I know
etc.
what he talking.
It's
Body
like
language.
a whole characteristic. Like you could look at a nigga and be like, oh yeah, he's soft, can't handle himself,
Okay, so
folds quickly under pressure,
But then if he
etc.
doesn't,
Like a whole bunch, but somehow they're in this
I would
position
say that
of
no.
leadership where it's like,
I would say no for me.
Like LeBron
I
is
can't say
soft.
that I really had
A Black said LeBron.
LeBron would be soft, flopping around.
Is he not resilient?
I mean, he old as hell, and he's
he's soft, but is he not resilient?
then LeBron is not soft, bro. Y'all gotta stop. Like come on, like
I'm just
stop.
saying. A Black said he's soft. Pause.
He's not soft.
I'm just saying.
That's,
You can't tell me
that's crazy.
You might could argue. But see, that's the difference. You might could argue if LeBron is soft. You could make that argument.
Like this is a terrible point. Like how do we get on LeBron? Like LeBron, like y'all not gonna use LeBron as the example of soft.
But I'm saying,
what are we doing here?
He's been in the NBA for 40 years.
You could make the argument.
He ain't gave nobody no hands. That's soft to me. Jordan is resilient. Punching Steve Kerr. Jordan will punch niggas up. This nigga LeBron.
We say we ain't heard no stories. Like as soon as he retired, they gonna have a couple stories. Oh,
okay.
Shump was just talking about how LeBron be yelling at him and shit. Shump was just talking about how LeBron be yelling at him in practice and stuff during like the games and shit. Like,
Practice.
Well, no, he talking about. I don't know what he was talking about. He's like, Shump to the corner. He's like, hey, bro, don't be talking to me like that on the Shump pod.
Man,
like,
I cuss LeBron out on this thing. Like,
no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, run to that corner and catch the ball and shoot the three.
Niggas can make an argument that LeBron is soft. And what I'm saying is you cannot make an argument that he's not resilient. And that's a great example. You cannot argue that LeBron's not resilient.
I mean,
you can argue that he's soft, but you cannot argue that he's not resilient.
Would you call him resilient if you knew he was on steroids?
I'm thinking. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that got anything to do with
Actually,
it.
That makes him more resilient. Yeah,
technically,
he's willing to do anything.
But like LeBron ain't
like,
soft.
what are you talking about?
Tangent. Like,
so that's just opportunist and manipulation. They ain't resilient.
That's tough. That's tough guy behavior.
Wait a minute. That's not.
That's tough guy behavior. Manipulating people, taking advantage of situations and opportunities. That's what tough people do, right?
So did he tough? He not soft?
You tell me.
Oh my God! How are you using both tough and soft slander LeBron?
This is what I'm trying to say. Like
y'all just gonna talk shit about LeBron. Like this ain't even.
y'all trying to act like y'all trying to act like that just because a nigga has shown a propensity to be successful, they're inherently tough. That's not the case.
But I don't think that's
just because you made it and did something and you achieved something does not make you tough. That's my opinion.
But I think it don't mean it means you're not soft either, though. Because
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Drake soft.
Oh, there you go. Another one.
And he not resilient either.
We don't know that yet. We ain't heard Iceman. We ain't heard
exactly.
Iceman.
We don't know that yet.
Drake not really resilient.
He does have a track record of dealing with beefs. This ain't his first one, but we'll see.
He's supposed to be the GOAT, and it's going on 2 years since he had a hit.
All right, fellas.
Is Bronny soft?
I don't know Bronny, but he don't.
He resilient. He tough. He had a heart attack.
And made it to the league, dunking on niggas.
Man, I don't know. I would say he made it, but he made it alive.
He just made a dunk in the Lakers game.
He definitely resilient.
Nobody was playing no defense either.
Can't question his resilience.
Oh my God, here we go. Y'all shitting on Bronny too.
Y'all, why you keep putting y'all in there?
I don't ever bring the women and children to it. My beef is with LeBron. Bronny ain't even. He don't even get half a bar.
Brown Lotto.
G League superstar.
All right.
Bro, how you gonna say that's crazy talk and he made it to the league? Hey,
he resilient.
If he ain't make it, he was giving it.
Nippo, baby. But yeah, I think.
But what's wrong with that?
I think these are like different statements. If we want to say that Nepo is cool, we already got there.
But Nepo's soft.
But I don't even know if we specifically said Nepo was soft. I think
Johnny and A Black did when you was gone, Q. They said that.
No, I thought they said that people put their the Nepo kids and parents put their kids in adversity via.
No, Q, you was gone. You was gone. They copped to it. They said that Y'all said that if a nigga doesn't struggle, he is not tough.
No, what we said was you more liable to have to be tough
to make it out.
Come through struggle. Not that you necessarily need struggle to be tough, or you can't be soft and come through it. But it's saying if you're in a reality where being tough is not a part of your survival, is not necessary, and that's all we saying.
You feel like
I don't know. Is this nigga Q tapped in? He keep fading in and out. Is that just me, or is it just on my side?
I hear him. I can hear him.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you, but did he be going in and out on y'all screen?
Yeah, something happened with my camera, G.
Okay, all right.
Imagine this is an audio only podcast for a second.
I need to change my battery too.
All right, there we go. All right, so fellas, as we get off of we've kind of been trolling a little bit, serious a little bit. So as we start speaking about quote unquote raising kids, raising soft kids or tough.
Hello?
Oh. Did he fade? I can't hear.
Yeah, I ain't hear him.
What that? No video to no audio podcast.
Nigga got the mime cast.
We were going too crazy earlier. We might have went too crazy.
Q got that soft audio, man. Pause. I don't know what's no resilience in the audio. What's going on?
He need a tough ass microphone.
I ain't gonna bounce back, man. Resilient.
He resilient.
Yeah, ain't nothing better be wrong with them cameras. I know that much. Hold up. This is my time to take over. Hey, I don't know where we going with this one. This was his plan. But
check.
Yeah, I only can really go too deep because I don't got kids. But I mean, I do.
Check.
I can see the difference. Yeah. Like working in the school system, I can see the difference from like kids who got like real hands-on, direct, aggressive parents versus kids who might come from one parent home, like no dad, or they don't check in. It'd be a striking difference between kids who got them hard parents who checking up on them, who on their ass, versus like you off on your own. So I've seen hard parenting work
discipline
a lot better than soft parenting. But I guess we're seeing about 20 years. I mean, we already seeing if you the school system or you around kids, these kids soft as hell, they weak as hell, they don't want to work for nothing. But I feel like it's go.
But I think, but I think he was onto something though. But I think a big thing, like even like no matter like, take financials out of it, discipline. Like that's one of the ones to raise, like to make a kid tougher. Like if you had that discipline, I think, and like going to like fathers and stuff, but that's usually why. Like with the fathers, there's usually, no matter the, the financial bracket or tax bracket, it's the level of discipline that usually comes having a man in the house that usually, provides a different level of toughness for, said kid. And I think,
like
moving into today's
all of our good athletes, the best athletes usually have like active dads or present dads. Like it's very few,
especially modern times.
Yeah.
All right, so where I was about to go to is again we're on the soft kids, soft parenting thing. And I want to run through a couple different little, I guess, prompts and see y'all approach on it. And again, this is kind of diving into the idea of soft parenting, tough parenting. So we'll start off with religion. Do you think that a kid should have the choice of religion, or should you push whatever your said religion is on your kid? What is your thoughts?
I really don't know about this one. Like, I don't know, cause like growing up, I was, kind of forced to go to church, and
Okay.
I think it did have a lot of benefits. But like the older I got, the more I kind of like, ran from church. I kind of like pushed it, further out. I just kind of stayed more spiritual versus religious, and so I really don't know if I like, you know, I don't know what's the right way. Like I wouldn't necessarily force it on them, but I wouldn't necessarily like tell them like, yeah, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be probably more up to the choice. To my son as they get older. But I wouldn't just, I don't do it right now. I don't go to church, so I can't see myself making my kid go to church.
Yeah, I think me growing up out, my family was like super Christian, super religious. I think going off to college, like a lot of black people go to HBCU, you get super woke, you kind of get a little anti-church, you go through that phase. And I think with me and Islam is, yeah, you got the religious aspect, but it's the structure, the discipline part of it. I think it's important to um, ground and root your kid in some religion, whether it's Christianity or Buddhism or Islam or whatever. But you don't force it, because I know for Islam for sure you have to choose it eventually. So only thing as a parent you can do is kind of expose it to them, and the best thing to be is an example. I think a lot happens in the black church and the Christian churches. We saw a lot of our parents not living up to the stuff that we hearing in churches. You see your mom or your grandma, act a certain way outside of church, but be holy rollers in the church. So I feel like that turned a lot of our generation off, to where if you don't take it that serious and I don't like the way your life turned out, you know, why would I? But I think for kids, it's like you need a spiritual grounding. You don't force them, you don't indoctrinate them, you let them ask questions and explore, but you got to guide as a parent and kind of put them in something and then let them develop their own. They might leave, they might be spiritual, they might switch religions like I did. The whole thing is you want them to find God for themselves, but you gotta put them in what you know, and you gotta lead by example. Like I can't be a Muslim and I'm not praying, but I want my kid to be Muslim and they don't ever see me praying. Like most kids are gonna want to do what their parents do what their fathers do. If you praying, if you Christian and you pray every night, your kids see that as a bonding experience. They're not even always looking at the religious aspect. Sometimes it's a routine, and I know I'm going to get to do this thing with my parent. And as a parent, it's just like I'm presenting this to you, and eventually you're gonna have to make your own choice. You're gonna have to find God yourself. This is the part that I know. If you believe in God, this is an avenue through. It's not necessary religion, and you can become enlightened and get to the point where you don't need it, and you get historical. And I am that, and have been that, and I can also debunk religion if I wanted to play devil's advocate. But for me, it's not about um believing in what's true and what's right, and it's about finding something that grounds you in spirituality that works for you. I like the way things are done here, and it's also some things I don't like doing, and I don't chain myself down to it. And I would do the same with my kids. But I think you got to kind of present them with some type of spiritual backing and let them blossom into their own person. If they come back to that, or they stick to it, or whatever. But I don't also want my kid to grow up and be like, damn, my parent just some hippie dude smoking weed and being artsy and music, but didn't present us with nothing, so they don't have nothing to really grasp on. especially in our society. You know, we live in a devilish world and society and stuff. So I just feel like you got to give your kid some type of spiritual warfare to be prepared out here. And if that's religion, then it's cool. It's all how you present it. I don't be thinking religions be the problem. It be the men that how they present it, how they use it and wield it and stuff. But yeah, that's what I think about it.
I do got a question about something A Black said, but I want to respond to the idea of like putting religion on your kids, right? That was the original question,
Yeah.
Q, right?
Yeah.
So like I think I agree with what I think I heard the gentleman say, but like for me personally, like I'm not a church goer or anything like that. I don't like identify to a specific religion. That said, I do think there is similar to just the idea of school, church, etc. Like for me, I think growing up around people who went to church and would make me go to church on Sundays, I think if anything, it does have some value in terms of just like helping your child understand that they got to learn to sit through something that they don't want to necessarily sit through. And they got to learn to like take some deep breaths and just like not always be on the go because it's a time and place, if you will. I think essentially the takeaway is time and place. And I think as a child, it can be tough to distinguish time and place in terms of when I can act like this or when I can act like this. And I think church is an environment that helps establish this idea of like time and place. Not here, you need to be sitting down, following a certain thing. And I think that does have some value long term. That said, the way that I just foresee it going down personally, I'm gonna let grandma handle that. Look, man, I'm gonna send you over to your grandma. Whatever she do, you gonna do, nigga. And that's that. Like, so grandma going to church that morning, you going to church that morning.
Grandmas don't raise no soft kids. I'll tell you that.
Hey, I can tell you, like, I think that there isn't some sort of advantage to having that experience, but in terms of making them like, adopt a certain religion, like at the end of the day, they're going to be their own person. They're going to have to figure out what works for them. So I'm not necessarily mad at that. I do have a question though, because A Black, so you mentioned with something I do agree with that in terms of like the Black church, a lot of folks will go to the church and see contradictions of the folks in leadership versus what they do in their personal lives, et cetera, et cetera. I agree. Is this not also true of the Black Muslim experience in America? I'm asking this as an honest question.
Nah, there's definitely like, it's not to say that Muslim or Islam are more perfect or there's a better. Like I said, I think when you grow up into something and you see it more, you more liable to have a distaste for it than something you introduce to newer. There is a higher form of discipline, I do feel, in Islam, but all of us, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. You still, do things that are haram or stuff you're not supposed to do or whatnot. But Islam also is not about being perfect, or it's only Allah is perfect. So you're supposed to just be trying to achieve that daily, and you do that with your prayers and asking for forgiveness. But perfection is not the expectation. But
that sounds similar to Christianity.
Yeah, but there is a high level of discipline, I feel like, in seriousness that they take their deen or their religion, more than a lot of Christians. And that's not even no diss, it's just growing up into it. And like, I can just say I'm a Christian even though I'm not practicing, even though I don't go to church, even though I don't read the Bible. I'm just saying it. And with Islam, it's like you say it, but it's like it's a lot of emphasis on the practice too, on the praying and on the knowledge. And it's not to say that there's not Christians that don't do that, but the large majority is like, I go to church every now and then, if at all. I'll debate anybody that say anything against Jesus or God, but you ask them like, well, what are your daily practices? And you know the laws of the Bible, how you follow it. It's just like, oh, ask for forgiveness. Oh, I'm cool, and Jesus forgives. So it's like it's more liberal. Christianity is more liberal, liberal, and there's a more conservative or seriousness I feel to Islam. But like you said, nobody is perfect. There are amazing Christians and
Man, you
amazing
said you
Jews and
would.
amazing Muslims, and it's Muslims that's faking, that's born Muslim, but they don't practice, they don't pray, they don't follow the deen, and so it's that on both sides. But I think overall, um, they're taking their religion a lot more serious, and it's all just conduits to God because you worshiping the same God and all of them, but it's the routine, it's the methods that you use. Um, it's training to me. Like I like discipline. I like stoic shit. I like self improvement and stuff. So for me and my personality type, this just worked better because it challenges me to be better. With Christianity, it was a lot more freedom of like, just ask for forgiveness, you'll be all right. But it's like I need more accountability because for me to progress as a person, I need a higher form of challenge and accountability. So that's the path to work for me. I'm the only Muslim in my family, like, but I'll still pull up a church with my mom because I respect it. Just like as a kid, it's a place you sit through, you listen and whatnot. But I still have respect for the church, the Black church, what did for the community. This is why I'm an artist. I'm a creative because I was in church so much. Only thing I could do was draw on bulletins because it kept me quiet. So I became an artist through being in church all the time, and so because I was good, it was like, oh, we'll let you do it. Then they came from bought me a notebook I can bring to church and sit up in there and draw, and that was my escape too. So it's just all about how you find peace, how you find your grounding, and believing in something higher than yourself and your ego. And you want to be able to impart that to your kid that there's something out here bigger than you. And if you know that, then you won't get the big head and lose yourself when you remind there's a higher power that's beyond even my understanding.
Just
And
stupid, stupid.
that's enough for me. Like I don't gotta understand the cosmos. I can look around and see something greater than me out here, and that keeps me grounded to not take myself as serious, and at the same time serious shit happens. But none of us was here 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. So I don't even go into the depth of proving what's true and not, and there's a lot of accuracies that can be proven in the Quran, but for me it's like this is my form of self-improvement, of meditation, having to pray 5 times a day. That shit is hard. Like, I'm sorry to cuss, but you know, these things that they mold you. Discipline molds a man, and a man who lack discipline and whatever he's doing, and so everybody don't need it that way.
I don't disagree with you saying. I just would be careful to say, even though I agree with the general sentiment about the Black church, it is like you said, everybody's gonna fall short to some degree, and there are hella Christians who will like, they'll thump the Bible to a T on like diet, language, all these like super discipline, like on some like that's not of the Bible. Like, I've even met some individuals in North Carolina who won't sleep in the same bed as their wives that time of the month. They so old school with the books. They follow like the original Old Testament laws. They like, nah, she's unclean. Like, can't sleep in my bed. Like, so look, if that's your like dedication to the craft, like, look, who am I to say different? But I do think like I agree that like at the end of the day, I think it's important to help introduce your child to this understanding of that something is beyond us. Okay. And like there is a higher power. Now, how they, internalize this, how they come to realizing this themselves, I don't think we have control over as parents. But I do think it is important as the parent to like introduce them to some form of thinking about like that reality of them getting in tune with the creator. That's where I can go with it.
Okay. All right. How much do you think that you should force your world views on your kid? Let's go political. We can go social. We can go any of those routes.
As a black man raising a black man, I do gotta impose some rules. No snow bunnies. And it's important that he understands that at a young age, that these snow bunnies will get you caught up in an avalanche. You gotta stay away. You don't want to get caught up in a downhill battle. Like, it's just not good. So there are some worldviews that I gotta impose. Because in all seriousness, whether he realized it or not, there's just certain standard operating procedures as a black man in America. And I don't want my son to be naive to this reality. I don't want him to be overtaken in a way where it's like he's not, where it like overtakes, where it's just like that's all he thinks about. But I also don't want my child to be mistakenly identified because nigga simply didn't know to keep your hands on the wheel when he got pulled over. Little things like this, like just making sure you carry yourself a certain way around cops, making sure you handle yourself in situations, because if you act a certain way that other people act, nah. So I think it is important to instill some of these things, but at the end of the day, they're their own human being. Life is going to take them through what it takes them through. You could just, deliver it, cross your fingers, and hope that it resonates in a way that gives them what they need. But I do think it is important to like take your experience of what the world has been and kind of at least let them know the history so that they're not working blindly.
Yeah, for me, it's like you either go let you raise your kids or you let the world raise your kids. I feel like this is your little person you created, your opportunity to create the type of human that you think the world deserves. So I want, when you say words like force or impose, it sounds like, I don't know if I like the tone of them words, but you got to train, you got to rear, you have to like, I've been through certain parts of this world so that I can give a better perspective to a kid. And of course, when they get of like real thinking age and reasoning age of their own, you got to know when to let them go. But I think it's certain things you do have to push on your kid or push towards your kid to get them a better fighting chance in the world. Like, because otherwise I'm letting the world raise you. I'm letting you just get out here and figure it out on your own when like I've already been through a lot of this shit. So no, I can force certain things on you because I know it's gonna benefit you. Like, I'm not forcing nefarious shit like brothel or sex trafficking or nothing crazy. It's like, no, I might be forcing coding on you or real estate or something like that wasn't put on me that I think might benefit you, learning another language, like certain things like that. I don't think it's nothing wrong. Like, I don't got this whole hippie mind state that I might have had 15 years ago. Like, oh, just figure it out and make your own choices. And like, no, like, I'm gonna give you a lot of choices as much as I can. And when you get to the point where you want to make all your own choices, then you can, but you're on your own doing that too. But I think I'm trying to give you the best blueprint. And so when we see these Nepo babies and these rich kids and these white parents, this is what they do. Like, they might give them a summer in Europe or let them fuck off in college, but when it comes time to take over the family business or do this or go be a doctor or whatever, they got to do that shit or they cut off. So you got to have something to cut off first to incentivize it. But no, they're gonna mold you. Like, if we are a family of Masons, you're gonna be a Mason. And we in the finance world, you go take over this firm. Like,
look, like even if you're not the Mason, okay, nigga, that's fine. You don't got to lay the bricks, but you better understand the books. You gonna do something. You gonna do something with this Mason business. Like, you gonna understand the supply chain.
For Masons doing something. Yeah,
something. Yeah,
but yeah,
fact.
but you got, like you said, you got to have something to, cut them off for. I think that's the key. As far as like like you say, to incentivize like your kids, because like you can't force nobody to do nothing. Like you can give them, like you know, you can take somebody to water, but you can't make them, drink it. Like you could give them, you can lay out the game plan, you can tell them what they need to do, you can share your, your views, your experiences, you could be an example. Uh, but like you say, they're gonna choose. They're gonna make a choice. So you got to make it a beneficial choice. You got to kind of, it's not necessarily forcing them. It's almost like you got to sell them. You got to convince them of the right way. They gonna ultimately decide, but you got to set up the world. You got to set up their information so they know how to make good decisions. So they know how to weigh two options and stuff like that. And I think, that's ultimately the most important thing, as far as like, how they turn out. Like everybody gonna make choices, but you want to, teach them how to, make the right choices and how to bounce back, whether it's, good choices, bad choices. You just want to lay that out. So I can't say I force my worldviews on my kid or like that, but I want to just show them my worldviews. I want to be an example of my worldviews, and ultimately, you be a product of that. And I think that's, the best way you can do
all
it.
our life is just a collection of choices, man. And I speak for myself, but y'all probably can see a lot of people I've grown up with are my peers. Life is just a result of bad decisions and not listening to people. And imagine if you did have a parent that's like, tell you don't do this or don't do that. Some very few do listen, but most
kids inevitably gonna do the opposite of what their parents tell them to do, even if it's to your parent give you the best advice. It's just the nature of being a child versus parent. You gonna rebel and do the opposite.
And that's where
But
teaching comes in. You got to figure out a way to get this lesson across without you wanting to do whatever you want to do.
But sometimes the lesson don't come across until they make the mistake and go through the fire. True. You got to get burned.
You could be Marcus Jordan or you could be Bronny. Which one you rather be?
Marcus. I'd rather be on the island chilling, running up and down the court trying to chase my daddy legacy.
Look at your daddy's homies' wives. Like, come on now. That's what you rather be doing. Like,
yeah, I've been one of those Scotty girl. Nigga, come through. I used to see you when I was little. Yeah, come through, man. I got this coat. Pull up.
See, I think this like so. I'm like I think
that's why
this
example. And that's why LeBron got Jordan beat. To me,
but say this example I think is interesting because like so my son 5 months I've been starting to make like baby food purees. So I don't buy Gerber shit. I just make all the baby food, steam it up, whip it up, freeze it up,
all natural.
But the thing about that experience is that like as much as I might want him to have a certain thing, he gets to decide what he eats right now. Like it's like I can keep trying to force feed him, but it's not gonna work. And I say, hold on, let me land it. I say that metaphorically to say is that as a parent, you often try to force feed your kid and they just not ready to digest what you got to offer. And I think because of how you might grow up, you might think your kid is growing up at the same pace or with a similar experience. And you think because, well, when you was this age, you was like this and you're trying to get them at that level, that's just not, that might not be their experience. And so I do think there is a balance of, like you said, you want to try and provide structure and guardrails for the kids. But I do think as parents, you got to be in tune to understand that they're not digesting what you're feeding them at whatever age. You see what I'm saying? Because that can be more detrimental than giving them the thing they actually need in a given time period, which is the difficult part of parenting, in my opinion, because then it's up to you to find different solutions until something works.
Well,
because it's not always going to be that, like, they got it. The kid has to, they're not always ready to receive that. And so I think that's something that's a challenge for parents in general, is just like, how do you make sure that the thing you're trying to instill, that they're actually ready to receive? Because that's not always going to be a guarantee.
No, I agree. Because, like, I think like, yeah, you do. But, like, at the end of the day, like, you still got to, like, even when I was a kid, I was a picky eater. And so, like, that, like, I understand that. But, like, I still didn't get to, like, choose what I ate all the time. Like, you know, I was still like, I might get away with it this time, but I know that next go around I'm gonna have to, like, you know, eat the vegetables, and it's always that balance. Like, you don't, like, you might give a kid a choice once, and even like when they real young, you making all the food they eating anyway. So it's just a matter of, like, the options that you know, they're choosing between the best options you give them anyway. And I think, you know, with better, you can control. You're not controlling them, but you kind of are, because they're your kid. But, like, you kind of not. But, like, you let them decide, but you giving them the options. And so I think it's a little.
But even
it's
as I'm
hard.
saying, even sometimes the options you give them, they might not be ready. I just think that metaphorically is a reality that parents have to embrace, is that the thing you want your child to embrace, they just might not be ready to embrace. Whether it be the smallest thing or the biggest thing, it's like, it just might not be that time. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, as a parent, what's the next move? Like, do you just beat it into them? Like, make them do it your way? Or does that mean you're raising a soft kid because you don't, like, make them do something even though it doesn't seem to be a good fit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think there's, from a parental standpoint, there is a balance of, quote unquote, being tough versus fitting a peg into a circle hole, or vice versa, whatever that term is, that phrase is. It's like, some things just ain't a fit with the kids. Like, that's not their path.
But I will say, though, like, giving them that option make them soft.
Yeah.
Like, it does. He ain't gonna tell you, no, I'm not eating my vegetables, and you go, oh, okay.
But Johnny,
over time, that's gonna, like, create, like, a softness.
So you don't think that if a parent starts to recognize what you prefer to eat, that they won't just naturally adjust to your preferences? No. We're not talking extremes. I'm just saying, like, if you lean towards certain vegetables over to others, eventually they're gonna just give you the thing you prefer. Does that not make you soft?
It does, because, like, you need your vegetables. Like, if you grow up eating chips instead of vegetables,
but nobody said like so.
No,
Johnny,
nigga, every time I ate vegetables as a kid, I was forced.
Not one vegetable.
Like, choosing. I mean, it was maybe like a certain, like, most, tomatoes and stuff. Nah, most of them wasn't the choice.
That's a fruit.
I fuck with fruits. I fuck with fruits.
You to eat one vegetable willingly.
I'm trying to think, bro. It's tough. Like fruit, yeah. Nah, those were forced. But I think it's good for me.
Vegetables, Johnny, man.
I'd like my veggies now. I love them now.
Get big, man.
I like them now. But, like,
nah, man, you got to. If you got a kid and you walk to a busy intersection, are you going to hold his hand and walk across? Are you going to let his kid cross when they want to? If they do cross, are you going to yank them back forcefully? Because it's like, at the end of the day, yeah, you can make your own decision when you've been trained to the point of making your own decisions. And my job is to protect you and put the right decisions in. I only call them decisions, opportunities right in front of you, so you don't even have to decide. Like, I'm laying the path out for you. So you got to protect your kid by making decisions for them. It's like, it's like a kid coming home at 5 years old and saying they want to take their penis off because they feel like a girl. Do you be like, okay, go
Man,
make
hell
you?
no, Black. I know you did, right?
I'm just saying. Are you go soft parent? Are you gonna be?
That's
tough
not even
with it?
soft. We not gonna equate that to soft parenting. That's just foul. That's just
A
like
kid want to be a trans kid?
that's like illegal
What you gonna
parenting.
do? What you
Nah.
gonna do if your kid want to be a trans kid? Maybe they don't want to get gender surgery, but they feel like another gender, and they want to start wearing dresses.
Hey, what else? Do you got trans money? Hey, look.
He done turned into a tough parent all of a sudden.
It's like what you mean? Do you got trans money? Like what we talking about? Like I pay the bills around
money
here.
for to get a little dress for your little boy and maybe a little wig or something, a little makeup.
Not happening.
Getting heels.
Not happening. You got to get a job.
And that, folks, is how you get tough, because you got to survive.
You got to get a job, because that's not coming from the household.
That sounds controlling, man. Manipulative.
All right.
You saying, hey, Black, you would do the opposite and go ahead and cop?
Hell no, I'm about controlling my kids and making their decisions.
I was
I'm making your decisions for you. I already planned your life out, man. I've been around enough rich people to know that they don't
fellas.
make choices.
Hey, fellas. So as we continue down the line, thoughts on whooping?
I think it's levels. You know, I think a little spanking.
So whooping is a hand. What is a whoop? A whooping means with the object, or does it mean like a hand patting?
It means whoop that trick.
Let's say both. Like I think that the hand pat is level 1, and a belt is level 2.
I think
like a little spank when a kid is like a toddler and stuff. Like I say, that's protection again too. Don't touch the stove. Pop your hand. Like little shit like that is necessary for memory. But I think when he gets older and you can talk and reason, that's when you can't be like grabbing belts and sticks and switches and attacking no kid.
So is there an age where belt to ass does still make sense?
I think like 5 and under.
5 and under? You
can't put belt to no 5-year-old, bro.
It's like the opposite. It's like the opposite.
Yeah, it's like 5 and up.
The opposite. Like
if you do it right, you won't need that belt no more at the 5.
Oh, you a black wild nigga. This
disagree with that.
Wild nigga. Hey, black
I definitely disagree with that. I think that, but I agree with the 5 and under for the spanking part. I do think that, especially, I can only speak about boys, so that's what I have raised so far. My daughter's super young, but I do think that with boys at a certain age, there is a need for a belt. It ain't got to be a lot. It ain't got to be a bunch of times, but there's going to be a time where they're going to do something that you have to put a boundary at and have them understand that this is not okay. And there's other consequences that come if you cross over this specific line. That's more than just me saying something.
So
hold on. I think it's important, like you say, for like a boy, and this is like when they're of age. I'd even probably put like belt like 7 to like, because you can't hit them with a belt after they get too old either. But that's probably from like 7 to 12, like 13.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah,
like it's
like late elementary to sometime in middle school,
like right before like high school. Like that's belt age right there.
The goal should be that the threat should be enough. Like,
but sometimes it's not, because kids get
rebellious. But you gotta whoop them one time for the threat to be effective.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta get a good
it's
one.
like it's like a nuke. It's like a nuke. Sometimes you might have to drop 2, or kid might have to catch 2 real whoopings. But after that, you gonna know.
He said drop a nuke on the kid.
So look, here's
the belt was like a nuke back in the day. That's the nuclear option. The belt.
Here's the thing.
Did
y'all? So let me ask this before I respond. Did y'all grow up getting whoopings?
Yep.
I did.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody got
I
whoopings.
did.
I got whoopings too.
Yep.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Me getting whoopings didn't stop me from getting more. That's what I do know for a fact. Flat
I
out.
was the opposite. Like
I had one bad one. I had one bad one. I had one bad one. You wild. You hard. Yeah, you wild.
I got worse. Every whooping I got worse.
That means you ain't had the right person whooping you. That's the problem.
Y'all ain't get hit with the buckle. Y'all
They
niggas ain't get hit with the buckle.
I'll tell you this.
Johnny, I got social services.
G and Steve, it don't sound like y'all had pops get. It don't sound like pops was giving y'all that whooping.
My daddy ain't never
Pops
hit
won't
me
even
ever
at
in
the
my
crib.
life.
So
there you go.
But
I'm telling who giving you that whooping matter.
Yeah,
that's fact. That might matter. That might matter.
No, that
might
does matter. It does.
I was getting hit in the face with a belt
God
buckle.
damn, all these deer. My bad.
That's what I can. I was getting hit in the
That's
face with a
abuse.
belt buckle. To
That's
where when I
abuse.
came,
Right
when I
there.
went to school,
Spanking and abuse.
when I went to school, and I had a big ass mouse under my eye, and they were like, "What happened to your eye?" And I said, "My mom hit me with the belt." Social services
you ain't
was
go
at
to
the
school
crib.
to say that shit, man.
This nigga put up that
Oh yeah,
snitch.
oh yeah.
You gave your mama up.
That nigga just snitched on his mama,
You gave your
man.
mama up, bro.
I had a big ass mouse right here, boy. They was like, "What happened to your eye?" I said, "Shit, I got hit with the belt."
Nah, G, that was your fault.
My
Cause she
mama hit
meant
me
to
with
hit
the belt.
G.
What's funny?
That was your fault.
Because I
She
was
meant to
moving.
hit you in the back.
Because I was moving, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
She meant to hit you in the
I
back.
sat there and take it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about 15 years old. Last ass whooping I caught from my mom. She got there, grabbed that Venetian blind stick and tore my ass up. I came in the house, thought I was half-ass grown, wanted to drink and smoke reefer. Come in the house, she got there and caught me. My nephew told on me, and I got there and she pulled that shit and whooped my ass. I ain't do it no more. At least I ain't get caught no more.
Okay, so that's my point, is that getting whoopings did to me was make me way more strategic about making bad decisions. That's just my personal youth experience. I literally hid all of my mom's belts in a strategic place underneath the bed,
then you
in the very middle underneath the bed. And she didn't find them until the day we moved out of that apartment. She didn't know where all her belts went. And I literally compiled
But
them.
when she went to work, so your mama went to work with no belts.
She kept getting new belts. She was like, "Where all my belts going?"
Gee, you should have got a whooping for that. You should have got a whooping just for that,
nigga.
You have to buy a new belt every week. It's crazy.
Every time she whooped this nigga, this shit go missing.
Hey, I hated them whoopings, nigga. I hated getting them whoopings.
That means you didn't have any belts, because normally your mom would tell you to go get the weapon.
No, and then then it changed from belts to rulers to brushes to all kind of shit. I couldn't hide everything. I was like, damn, I'm just fucking getting beat. But here's the thing.
Bad child, G. You was a bad child. You were curious.
I was rebellious. I don't like authority. I don't. I never have.
Yeah, you still don't.
And I still don't. You're right, huh?
You're right. Me and you were the same, where like I didn't like authority either, because I didn't like authority. You only had to whip me once about one thing. I never got the same whipping twice because I don't like you telling me nothing.
That's not me.
So also, my dad only whipped me one time in my life, and my mom did most of the whoopings. But when my dad whooped us, he only do 3 licks, but it hurt the most because it's like you don't want to disappoint him, because it was rare that he'll whoop you. But like G said, all kids are different. I was a kid, I got a whooping maybe once every 5 years. You ain't whooping me, but my brother, them niggas get a whooping. 15 minutes later, they doing the same shit. I'm like, are you crazy?
Exactly.
You was
the oldest of your siblings too, right? So me, I was my mom's only child. So I had some older step siblings, but I say to say is like, it's really based off of the child in terms of the whipping situation. I don't think that they're automatically necessary, but it really depends on the child. And I don't think every child needs whippings to have proper discipline. That's what I'll say.
Hey, I'll say this though. It do. Hey, hold up.
Ass whooping will make you resilient for sure.
The parent matters because like
ass whooping.
Hey, the parent matters because like I would like when my mama whipped me like. Hey, what? Like, and did I remember?
My mama whoopings was nasty.
We was someplace, and I was feeling myself. Mama told me to do something. And I forgot Pops was like back then. I was like, no, I snatched away. Watch out. Watch out. I hit Mom Dukes and one of them. Pops came and grabbed me so quick and hit me at like bow, bow, bow. And I just like froze up. I couldn't even cry.
Oh,
I
now
was
the
just
dad
shocked.
whooping just different. I
I
ain't
was
gonna lie
just
to you.
shocked. And like I remember thinking like, oh my God, I was like, they're a team. It's
Like I
like,
said,
I thought I thought I could get over on this side, and then it's just cool. But then like he came, I was like, oh shit. Like I was young.
I
I
ain't never
remember
feared
thinking
nobody more
like
than my mom's.
this
Like,
was a
I'm
team.
sorry.
I didn't care. I wasn't scared of my mom. I used to break switches. I used to
So
do all
like
kind of
from
wild
a
shit.
disciplinary standpoint,
Nah.
from a disciplinary standpoint, I don't relate to this idea that the mom's not the disciplinarian. My mom would wear my ass down, and I'm talking about to this day. I got anxiety. You talk about letting somebody down. It like at the end of the day, she did whatever she did. But what I can tell you is that she had an iron fist when it came to whippings. And what I know is that what they did was put me in anger management in 2nd grade.
God, dog, geez.
And what they did was put the parents in the anger management program too. And once we both got in the same anger management program, she eventually stopped giving me whoopings. Now, this is where I say it's like it's about the child, not necessarily that just whoopings equal a certain outcome. Because depending on the kid, you don't necessarily have to whoop them. And most of the times when kids are acting out and getting whipped, there's typically something underlying there that's not getting addressed. Typically, most times. Like this idea of bad kids, misbehaved children, just doing bad shit is not like a normal thing. There's something underlying there that's causing this disturbance in behavior. And so whoopings don't address the actual cause of what's going on.
Hold on. I think constant whoopings. I think one or two whoopings you need. But if you get constant whoopings, I agree. Like if you got to get 6, 7 of them in a span of a couple months, okay, I get what you're saying. But every kid gonna need at least over the course of a childhood, at least 2 to 3.
Okay, but if you're talking 2 to 3 whoopings over 10 years versus niggas who got whooped on a weekly basis, like I'm talking about niggas who got whooped regularly.
I agree with you. I agree. If you get whooped every week, yeah, something wrong. I agree with that.
If you discipline your kids today, even whoopings or punishment or whatever, they consider that as parental bullying now. And that's what's sad about it, is you can't even discipline your children because they'll say that it's parental bullying. And it's something
now you can't
and a therapist and all that
they
say
just
that
can't
shit,
snitch.
and it's crazy. Parental bullying?
Hey, don't put Johnny, whole thing was black.
What the hell?
Black. Shit, look, Johnny, I couldn't even see the fucking board, nigga.
But they tell you.
She should have kept you home.
Yeah.
She should have. Hey, but see, that's the thing. Niggas had to go to work. I had perfect attendance through middle school because mama couldn't miss no days, nigga. No sick days, no PTO, nigga. She was at work every day, nigga. I was at school.
Hey, G, your mama trying to protect you, so you really don't listen. She was like, don't move, because she know you'll get hurt if you move.
Nigga, duck.
Man.
Yeah,
fucking duck got your
I
face.
became masterful at avoiding whippings. I would just come home and lie like a motherfucker. And it's funny because I talked to my mom about this now as an adult, and it's like she knows how certain things went as a kid, but she never really heard my perspective, say, from that lens until more recently here. And it's like she's hearing. It's like I'm like, look, man. At this point, I'm just trying to not get whoopings. I don't care about discipline. I don't want to get hit with a fucking belt. That's all that matters. Like, do y'all know the pain of getting hit with these? Like, bruh, my mama had that.
Gee, we all done got a whooping.
Talking about?
Hey,
nah. Talking about?
Hey, but you know what the worst punishment was?
Afraid of y'all mama's whippings?
Hey, but G, nah, the worst punishment was restriction.
Did you not hear me say I got my ass whooped with a Venetian blind?
No, that wasn't it.
If your mama whooping don't strike fear in you, I don't even understand that because my mom's had
scary
that
part about the mama whoopings is a lot of times, especially when all I know is black mamas, but they be projecting their own emotions.
Man, she be ready to take the whole work day out on the nigga.
Let me tell a story.
They'd take their life out on you.
I had to make you leave work early to come give me this whooping.
Oh yeah, they gotta leave work. It's a wrap. You cost
Damn,
money. You taking money out of her pocket.
You get a whole paragraph between each slash.
Come on, man.
Like lightning and thunder in the house.
Exactly.
Damn, hey, Black man, I wanted to handle FBA business before he left. I knew that was gonna happen. Damn.
Nigga say I want to handle.
Hey, Big Mac, can you tell him hop on real quick for this FBA business?
Who you talking about? Hey, Black, tell us again.
Tell him to watch the playback real quick. So, everybody is so quick to not give FBA people their credit, no matter what they do. So, just to recap at the beginning, Victor Glover, his mom is Caribbean American, his dad is Black American, so he's half and half. All right, and he was raised in America, so he's not even raised Caribbean. So everybody's so quick to just not give Foundation of Black Americans.
Ain't that what he was saying?
No, he was just saying it's Caribbean American. That's what it said on the thing, but he's mixed.
Oh no, it does say it. If you Google it, because I Googled it after him, it says the first Caribbean American and Black American. That's what it says when you Google it.
But he Black American first.
He's Black American first.
How you put Caribbean first? It ain't even alphabetical order.
I don't.
Bamaga.
The reason why he's
however it works. I think that I think what he was saying is the fact that he has Caribbean blood in him.
Yeah,
like he wouldn't.
Yeah,
like he's a halfer, mulatto. What do you call?
But he's born and raised in America.
Telato.
We gotta stop loving. We gotta stop loving these tethers so much. We gotta stop putting so much love into these tethers.
Yeah, because
he called that nigga Telato.
Telato.
Why would you put Caribbean before Black American? He's born. He's born in America. He's a United States citizen, native.
That's what Google did.
No, and that's what I'm saying. If you Google it, it puts Caribbean American first, and then it says Black American.
I see it. The source is Wikipedia. I see it. That's why they did it. Okay, never mind.
They try to come for you, Q. God dog.
That was A Black.
They underhand in FBAs.
I should go on Wikipedia right now and change the order. I'm gonna do that.
Call that nigga a Teflado, old man.
That would be funny.
Put it in the record, the historical record.
Next time you Google it, it's gonna be the right way.
Hey, I feel you, old man. Take the power back.
When you do that, put FBA in there too, old man.
I am. That's
put FBA in there too.
So hold on. Let me get back to the question. Hey Q, let me ask this question because you got a young daughter.
Okay.
Would you whoop your daughter?
Would I whoop her? Like pop her, spank her? Yeah.
Like 7, 8,
I think it is correction to have
with a belt.
What is she doing?
Is there any circumstance where you will whoop your daughter with a belt?
Yes, of course.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Of course.
Of course. What would it take for a young lady to get a whooping?
Something extreme, like hyper extreme.
Like
that,
give me one example.
I don't know. That's not. I don't know. That's not something that I would want to manifest inside like a scenario, but it will be something hyper extreme.
Different than say a 7, 8, 9-year-old son.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would also say that with the daughter, the mother's going to handle the majority of the discipline. In the same sense that with a son, I handle the majority of the discipline. So, like, that's not saying that she's not going to get redirection, or if there's a need for some version of quote unquote corporal punishment, that it wouldn't happen. For me to do it personally, with her being my daughter, it would be at like a way further extreme. But then it also wouldn't be like this thing where she'll be getting physical correction consistently anyway, because that's not like the lens that I stand on. But I think if it's necessary, her mother would first do it, and then if it's extreme, then that's where I'll step in.
So the idea of whooping kids does have to do with whether it's son versus daughter.
I don't think that. Are you saying, is there dynamics in there with that? Yes.
Yeah.
Not like that. And the idea of it is that no. because I still said that I would.
Right, but not under the same like bar. So like if a son does X and a daughter does X, it doesn't mean both would get whooped for the same offense.
All right, so my differentiation was based on the gender that whoops kid, not if kid gets whooped.
So I know, but I'm asking you as a father, if you've got a
Yeah.
son the same age, a daughter the same age, they commit the same offense, it's possible that one of them would get a whooping and the other one wouldn't.
No.
Okay. So there's
good for the gander, huh?
That's not what I was saying.
Okay, so it's not based off of the fact that one's a son, one's a daughter. If you were to whoop any son or daughter at that age, it would be at an extreme, not just because it's a daughter.
Oh, all right. So again, the context that I'm speaking of is inside a 2-parent household. That's what I'm personally speaking of. So when I decide, like, if I'm personally going to whoop my daughter, would be at a further extreme than her mother doing the correction. The same offense, son or daughter, would still get correction. It would just depend on who the gender is that's giving correction.
Okay, so that's interesting. So okay, so the disciplinarian in a 2-parent household I'm just making sure I'm hearing you correct. You saying the main disciplinarian is often based off of the sex of the parent and the sex of the child.
I'm speaking about physical discipline.
In terms of giving an actual whooping.
Yeah.
Like spanking.
Yes.
Okay.
So does that deem why it's important to either co-parent or have a two-parent household?
Is anybody else talking right now, or did the show just go silent?
Unc just said something.
Unc talking.
I probably need to go. Oh, my bad. I need to go out and go in. My bad.
Did y'all hear what I was saying?
I can hear Unc. Can you hear
Go
Unc,
ahead.
Johnny?
Yeah, go ahead, Unc.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was saying was, so does that deem why it's important to either co-parent or, you know what I'm saying, basically have a 2-parent household? Because, you know what I'm saying, the discipline comes from 2 different parents in 2 different ways, and one parent could, you know what I'm saying, discipline a child of a gender. But then you got to look at it, but you got to look at today's world now. What about the transgender kids? Who the hell going to discipline them? Who the hell discipline them?
Whatever they
Hey. Get out of there. That's after the clock stop running. It's combo. You gonna get a YouTube. Y'all gonna get a YouTube strike talking like that.
We've been wilding tonight.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That's kind of my thing. It's like I didn't like. Granted, I don't have all I have is one son, but I just feel like I don't know. I feel like there would be a difference if it was a daughter versus a son, but in terms of the physical discipline, I don't know if the bar exists in terms of like when one gets punished versus the other physically. Oh man, you got kids?
Oh man.
Oh, he quiet on that
man?
one.
Oh no, I was muted. I was responding. No, I don't got kids, but that's why I was responding to you. I'm like, if you got to have a lot of kids if you plan on anybody or any one of them taking on your legacy and what you built, because that makes the percentage better. If you just have one, it's most likely that person's not going to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, no.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You could be. I guess you could be right, but you got to look at it as far as in, you know what I'm saying, kings and things like that. I guess they follow in their father's footsteps if they only had one child. But I don't, you know, it depends. But it sounds about right.
Yeah, I just more and more as I do my genealogy and I just see the story of my family, I'm like, yeah, I see where things went wrong.
Where they went wrong, old man?
Huh?
Where they went wrong?
You can just see how everybody was splitting, doing their own thing. Nobody took on nobody did the same jobs. Nobody did it was just
too many kids.
Too many options.
So the thing is, like you doing this for you, your grandchildren, if you have grandchildren, and so on. But having one child isn't going to guarantee that you're going to have any grandchildren. So it's like the more children you have, the more likely you have someone to do what you expecting them to do, as far as like following your footsteps and keeping the business or the land and things like that.
More kids, you have more money you need too.
Yeah.
But it's
So
also
that makes you
could
have
be.
to, and hustle a little bit harder.
Hey, but like
Well,
one thing,
shoot.
like back in the day, I remember this though. Back in the day, when like it was harder, people actually had more kids because like
Yeah,
kids
but
could
that's what last
kids could
week
help.
when I said about us being poor, we wasn't poor. We were, and I look back on it, we weren't poor. What it was they had too many damn kids. It was 6 of us. It was too many damn kids. They had money, but it was a lot of kids, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? When you have a lot of kids, you
Hey,
have to spend a lot of money.
I'm talking about it, like going back even further though. Like when people have your own land, the more
But
kids
kids back then was
it's
workers.
that's what I'm
They were
saying. Like
workers.
people
That was
had more
your
family
workforce.
to bring in more
That was your
Before the
money.
workforce,
industrial
Johnny.
before the industrial revolution, kids was wealth because they were gonna be
Right.
workers.
People,
They had them
Versus
kids when and they start having more kids when they let the slaves go.
and I
White
don't
people
think
did
people
at least.
I don't think people understand that in countries where kids is not directly correlated with your wealth no more, it's illogical for the birth rate to go down.
Right.
Because they don't serve the same purpose. Now you actually have a kid because you want to have a kid, blah 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 blah. But why would you need 6 if they not working?
Right.
When 1 or 2 get you the same fulfillment. 6, they wasn't doing it for fulfillment. They was doing it for economic reason. You know what I'm saying?
Work.
That's true. That's true.
Niggas was just fucking to create workers in the
Yeah,
house.
that's it. That's
a
it.
fact.
You was
No, that's
building
a
up your
fact.
workforce.
They needed more
You was
backs.
building
They
up your
like, shoot, we
workforce.
got 3
They needed
backs. So
niggas to
imagine
work
if we
that
had 4
farm,
backs.
work that garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. This is it.
One of
This
them.
is a
Yeah,
fact.
everybody had a job.
Yeah,
Everybody had a job. But if you
that's
think
why.
about it,
Hey
you ain't got
Johnny, let me ask you this. How many of them was soft?
Oh, back
Not
then you couldn't have
one.
no soft
Not
back.
one.
Couldn't have no soft back then.
Ain't none of them soft, bro.
You couldn't have no soft backs
See, that's
back
crazy
then.
because a lot of them still was soft. It's crazy.
Nah, they
He done call all y'all great Uncle Soft.
Yeah, a lot of them was.
Nah, those real FBA soldiers. Come on, G.
They real soldiers, but
Soft
soft.
soldiers.
That was not a soft generation. Them niggas ain't have Instagram, they ain't had TikTok, they ain't had none of this shit. They was
Damn,
getting it out the
you
mud.
ain't calling
When
the FBA great soft, did you?
when you had to walk around and find a
Hey,
payphone,
wait. How was they
boy,
soft, dude?
hey,
I
hey,
need to understand what you're saying.
just because you was born before the internet don't make you tough. I'm sorry. Like,
But what make them soft though?
Yeah, what made them soft? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all was a little flamboyant back in the day, man.
hey, look.
Who is
Hey,
G, not G. Steve, do not throw a lifeline out.
Okay,
nah.
I ain't gonna
hold
say
up,
it.
hold up,
It ain't even no lifeline.
We waiting for
It ain't even
G.
no lifeline,
G, we
man.
kept
What
trying
we
to tell
talking
us some
about?
definitions. I need to understand it.
They wouldn't defend themselves.
You saying it was a choice? Are you saying it was a
I'm
choice?
just saying.
He said it was a
How they
choice.
What
gonna
are you
defend
talking
themselves,
about?
G?
I'm not understanding. I'm not
Whoa.
understanding.
G, you out of pocket.
They was
You out of pocket now.
Defend themselves from
Hold up.
what? Defend
they was
themselves from what?
docile.
Man.
Hey G, they was
Asked a good
docile.
question. Man asked a good
They was
question.
docile G.
Wait.
Defend themselves
He
from
just threw
what?
the stuff on Martin Luther King.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How?
I'm saying
Damn, he threw the
some
stuff on
niggas,
MLK.
some of these old niggas
Docile.
would not defend themselves
I
against their own peers. I'm not even saying against the whites. I'm just talking about just other folks in the neighborhood.
Oh, so what
okay.
you saying they was followers? You were saying that the generation was a generation of followers.
Now I'm saying that a lot of them sometimes they just was, you know, they was just how can I say, like, you know,
You talking about like
Get along.
part of the food chain, you know, like
Like, what be some examples of
he
this?
called them
Yeah,
old
you gotta
niggas.
be clear.
He called them
I don't know what you're
food.
saying.
every generation got it. Like, it's just what it
Yeah,
is.
what? What
Some
we
niggas
talking
is
about?
just food. Every generation is just
Did they slow us
but you
down,
said a
G?
lot. You
So,
said a
so, so you
lot.
saying it was a group of they slowed us
But you
down?
said a lot of them was this thing. Like,
Yeah, what's this thing?
Yeah, food.
And what type of food is this?
He's
Food.
doing it.
Are
He
we
food.
talking about fruit?
So
What are we talking about?
Are baby food like soft, chewable?
Hey, whether they
damn. So like
purees.
the FBA great most. I don't want to use the word most.
See,
A lot of them.
you give it every nigga that was FBA the great title. See that
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Most of
you making
wasn't
them
great.
greats. You making them greats.
Most of them wasn't great, right?
FBA bitches.
Hey, look.
Nah, some of them FBAs was treacherous back in the day,
They was treacherous.
and they was
was
yellow.
treacherous.
So
They
is it
they would.
some, a lot, or most?
I'm gonna say a lot.
All right, a lot meaning most of them.
I'm gonna say a lot.
Nah,
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
tell
No,
this anecdote.
most means over 50%.
This
Yeah,
anecdotal.
yeah. So y'all would say
Okay.
over 50%.
This
What about
anecdotal.
now? How many
But
soft
my
Wait,
FBAs
Johnny,
are here
let's not
now?
move to now.
Hold
I
on.
A lot
wanna
of
This
soft
clarify.
niggas, man.
anecdotal.
A
I
lot
do
of
want to
soft
say
I
this.
niggas,
want to
man.
clarify this anecdote
But this
that I'm
The
getting.
softest
G and
niggas
P.
I know will like respond to niggas that ignore them in chats
We ain't
and
got.
shit
We
like
gotta go
that.
there. We ain't got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do think that is
Damn.
Is that soft or
Damn.
tough? What would y'all call that?
soft.
Okay.
I think that is.
I don't know what you speaking in code. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's no code, nigga. It's
Yeah,
plain English.
it's not code at all,
It's
but
plain English.
It's not relevant to name.
Hey, old man, if a nigga ignore you and you keep responding to him, would you call him soft or tough?
Soft.
The question is, why am I responding to him if he's ignoring me? I wouldn't
Because
even.
because you tough, right? Because you're not soft, right?
It has
Nah,
nothing
that's
to do with
emotional
tough or stuff. I'm
instability.
just not gonna waste my time.
Yeah. But if you
Emotional
do waste your
instability.
time, you pretty soft, right?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah.
How
All right,
is
Q,
one
get us out of
relative
here.
to the other?
Like, come on, y'all done pissed G off. Like, y'all done pissed
He's talking
G.
around the point. I don't know what you're
God,
talking about.
dog, boy, yeah. Hey, it's time to go.
Hey, before
It's
we
time
go,
to go.
hey, Wikipedia.
It's time to go.
Hey, Wikipedia might have their game on point because I didn't change him to Foundation of Black American 3 times, and they switched it back within a minute. So they might be on point now.
Oh, dang.
They
You
might
didn't
be on
donate. You
point.
didn't donate enough. Oh, man. You gotta
You gotta send them that
donate.
350. You gotta give them that quick little 350 they be asking
Come
for.
on now. You gotta pay to play. But I will say, hey, look, if the generation is listening, if you don't want to be soft, like, have some respect for yourself.
I want which generation? Are you talking about our generation or the old generation?
All the generations, Q. I'm just speaking
Okay.
speaking to the listeners. Have some respect for yourself. That's the quickest pathway to not being soft. Have some respect for yourself. Stand up for yourself.
Okay, so you do agree that you shouldn't want to be soft.
But Q, you still haven't asked the OG question. Nah, you haven't asked the OG question.
Hey, I gotta say something.
No, Q, you have not.
Hey, G,
you went through the part 2 and you still didn't ask the OG question.
Hey, G, it's kind of fun
like you use it negatively, but then won't
say what's up.
No, because this morphed into a conversation that I never
gave my
thought we was
definition. I
having.
gave physical and mental.
Tough versus soft is not even a comparison. Pause. Tough versus soft is not a comparison.
Hey,
we didn't use that. You didn't give a comparison just then. You said you won't be soft.
The question
you won't be
was,
soft. You used it negatively.
do you want your son to be tough and an alphabet boy?
Okay.
Or soft and straight?
Well, we know Johnny's answer. Johnny already answered this.
That's the
I don't
question.
care. I don't care about my
It's not
kid's
just tough
sexuality.
versus soft.
I
It's
want
a
my son to be
combination.
tough.
So Johnny, do you want your son to be tough and an alphabet boy or soft with a family?
Hey, look, I don't care about my son's sexuality, who he sleeps with. Like, that doesn't matter to me. Like, so, like, I want him to be tough.
Grandkids.
Yep, that's exactly right. He don't want no more kids.
Johnny don't want no
He don't have no more kids.
Johnny don't want no grandkids.
Kill my lineage, kill my bloodline right now. That's what Johnny said.
Lord.
Damn.
Bro, y'all is hilarious.
I mean, but hey, that's
All right,
hey,
that's where we. That's where we.
No lineage for Johnny.
Y'all
Bro,
found y'all found y'all way to get out of that one. Like I said,
stupid
y'all
boy.
found y'all way to get out of that one. Y'all found y'all way to get out of that one.
That's funny.
Took y'all 2 weeks.
You better not have no kids. I'm gonna raise you, but you better not have no kids.
That was the original. That was the original.
Hey, but my
question.
thing is, but that's his choice. That's my kid's
tough.
choice.
It was never just soft versus tough. It was a combination.
But
Johnny
like, I don't.
Johnny want that
Again,
son that want to beat
I don't
your
want
ass,
nothing. I don't
beat
have
your
a
ass
preference.
all at the same
Like,
time.
I don't have a preference. Like, I don't have a preference. Y'all the ones that care about where your kids sleep with and what they do, and
Johnny,
like snow. I don't care. I'm raised with my tough son.
So he
His life
gonna
is
let him
Johnny
get
want
with
his
snow
son to
bunnies
beat
and
his
everything.
I ain't gonna let. I ain't gonna again. I ain't gonna let him do nothing.
You
Like, he
not
gonna
on.
choose
Hey,
to do
Johnny,
it.
bro, you're not on code, man. You're not on code.
He way off code, but
You're not on code at
in my
all.
point of view, I'll end it with this. I'd rather have Bronny James and Marcus Jordan than Magic Johnson's son. I'm done.
Thank you. Dittos. Thank you.
But like Magic
All right,
Johnson's son is Magic Johnson's son is soft
All
though.
right, Q. Hey, get us out of here, Q. Get us out
With
of here,
that
Q.
said, this has been a fun episode of
That's all they wanted. That's
Unpacked.
all they wanted.
Again, soft kid, straight kid, tough kid, gay kid. Either way, it's your lineage. With that said, again, it has been Johnny P, G, A Black. We got Steve. We have We got Old Man in the chat. And yeah, I don't think we need to do a part 3 because
No.
it's get too inflammatory. Maybe next week we'll talk about the moon landing. Maybe next week Offset to do something better.
Yeah,
But,
next week we'll talk about photography. There you go.
Photography. Oh, yes. Still, Old Man,
The
he was
unpacking
tapped in.
apertures.
Long exposure. Tell him, Johnny.
That's what it was.
All right. Nonetheless, we out. Peace. Johnny,
It doesn't matter how you feel.
Let me close this out. Hit the button, man.